a business.
Say, the talking, the chatter, gossiping, the rumors, see to me it don't matter. I barely go out, and if you ever see me, it's probably at a grocery store, but not on TV, cause when I get high, I get hungry, so I cook. Go get some weed and open a book of papers if I don't have a cigar. Hold up, wait, I got some blunts in the car. Mad Dash, rad bag with a fresh box of Swissers.
Yo, I thought you said blunt.
Cigarillos, what's the difference? It's about what you put up in it. Nigga, look at this spinach. Roll it, nigga, hit it. 2 minutes, you finish. I'm still getting throwed. Tripping on niggas wearing these Rumpelstiltskin clothes. But to each his own. Who knows behind closed doors? But never mind, I'll mind mine. I'm just getting blown. While you're mumbling, I'm crumbling herb. Niggas always tripping about something they heard. It's so easy to be the one behind the topic and the subject. You won't love it, but there is no way to stop it. And ain't no need in plotting, cause that shit will leave you nothing but alone and rotten friends gone and forgotten. But there's another option, you can just say fuck it. Pull out your dick and tell all them hoes to suck it. Been through it, influenced, men do some crazy shit. Dabbled here on different drugs that fucked me up and made me quit. My lady, bitch, slut, hoe, whatever left me. Which one? Shit, all of them, they never kept me. Mary swept me off my feet when I was younger, but yet and still at big events they wonder why I brung her. Yes, I'm hungry for someone to understand the code. You can knock 3 times, you'll see I'm just in love. Yeah. I just take flight up and away. So if you see me flying by, don't mind me, I'm just getting blown.
like to thank you all for tuning in to the soft sounds of Akeem Ali, also known as King Casanova. And this project was produced by Othello Beats and C Gutter Beats and engineered by F Slim. Right on, baby.
Too deep and tight, you got to
right
run.
on.
If you don't act, how could you know?
How could you know, baby?
I'm super fly, let it show.
Super fly.
I got vibes on grooves and I'm letting them go. I wanna roll. Just to show is out the get your steez from. I'm blessed with it, baby. Same place you get your sneeze from. A handsome motherfucker with the aura of a lighthouse. I stand still and let my light shine out. For real, a bad motherfucker. I know it, and I ain't scared to say. If life is a gamble, I'ma shoot the crap every day. I spent my rent money on good vibes and hard liquor. Found a bad bitch so I can bump her like a car sticker. Life is a paradise, I roll like a paradise. I roll on the river just like that woman that married Ike. Yeah, I'm a rolling stone, rockin', I'm rolling on. It's in my DNA, rolling in every chromosome. I'm a pimp in the night, I know it. Grass is greener, I'm older. Poppin' shit, I'm a colon. I'm down the aisle like I'm bowling. You bought a block in the goalie. I don't got time for a rollie. God body, I'm holy. Look how I'm rolling on. Too deep inside you.
All you jive turkeys out there. We don't take no nothing from the naysayers. You're smooth, slicker than curl activator. That can get your girl activated.
I got vibes on the grooves and I'm letting them go.
Right on, baby. Right on.
I wig on every track. I'm a sew-in, nigga. Low key, I'm your father. I'm old in, nigga. And off that liquor, I be walking like I'm half dead. Pop a collar, you don't want no problems, motherfucker. I'm a math test. I done set the smile on dimples. I just pop, bitch, my style on pimples. And I know how to put the style on simple and let it coast so my demeanor taekwondo. Because I kick shit like a Shaolin temple. I took a break, now I'm back on with it. They calling me Mr. Cosmetics. The way I put the Mac on bitches, I get it shaking, but I ain't gon' seize. Bitches tell me how cold I am, and I know it, but I ain't gon' freeze. And I can't throw the towel in on this shit, even if it kills me. I've been feeling like Apollo Creed. I wanna roll, baby. Yeah. I wanna roll, baby. Can you dig it, baby? Too deep, real tight, you got to know.
And to everybody out there who is living without shit,
Act, how could you know?
if you are alive and well, shuck and jive, just
Super fly, let it show.
get on up and breathe to the soft sounds of the
Grooves and I'm
King
letting them go. I wanna roll.
Right on.
Just call me if you roll. Ain't no slacking on my backing.
Hey,
Give me Casanova. Give me Casanova.
funky to say the least. Hey,
Peace in the LBC. Peace in the LBC. Kimmy Casanova. Hi, Kimmy Casanova. He said ain't no slacking, it's macking. Oh, let me take this off of here because it's on the loop-de-loop-de-loop. Here we go, loop-de-loop, and here we go, loop-de-lie. What's up, E. Mills? Long time no see. Man, sliding through Mo 3 sector. Peace in the LBC. I put everybody up on the Summer Jam screen, but good morning to all. Hey, Judy Coles, Melanated Agenda. My mom is in the house. Big Riggs is in the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My boo. Man, I'm happy today, okay? Peace in the LBC. Oh, and of course, I have my sharpshooter up in the fucking sky. This nigga, he touched down in forever the fucking while, but he will be up in the skybox and shit, you know what I'm saying? My Lord, he'll say, but I'm blessed. I am blessed because let me tell you, it's like, man, as my dad would say, my pop, and he's rest in peace. You lucky if you have one friend, blessed if you have two, because a friend is one who will lay their life down for you. You know what I'm saying? A friend is one who will lay their life down for you. So, you can have a big quadrillion of motherfuckers. You see, when it's time for the action, nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck you at? I don't see you. I don't see you. That type of shit. But Okay, so I was just over at Room Shakers and Book hit the link over there and he is talking about a whole situation with him and his woman Jasmine and stuff. And like when it first came out, I didn't touch it. Like, and I'm definitely still not gonna touch this shit because for me, it is just basically, a family affair and one that should have stayed behind the scenes. But hell have no fury like a woman scorn. You know what I'm saying? Hell have no fury. And she has been hitting links and going out there and saying things and revealing stuff and giving information to other broads and they out here doxing and all other things and I'm just like, oh, this is amazing. Now there are people who would be interested in the sense of they want to get some kind of, you know, um, payback to Book because Book has been a terror himself, right? It has supported people terrorizing other folks. Per on what your definition of being terrorized is, because some people say, "Hey, I'm just talking," or "Hey, I'm just, I'm just showing the world. I'm proving this, that, and other," and I'm just, but consistently, just constantly, just like it's just like the never-ending story. Like you are Alice and you fell down the goddamn fucking rabbit hole and that bitch is long as hell. Like when is Alice gonna make it to Wonderland? That bitch is still just straight down that fucking rabbit hole. Just a fucking mess. Room shaker, shake it. Okay, room shaker over there. She got to talking about all the things and the Book popped out of nowhere. The next thing you know, she dropped the link and Book is up there telling all the scenarios and stuff and you know a mission of a sort, not a mission to anything he's done to her or whatever, but just talking about the things that have been put out there. Now I haven't had always the best experience when it comes to Book, and but I haven't had like this horrific experience with him either, right? The last time Book was over here that I, far as he hit a link or whatever, it was when all that stuff was going down, and we're gonna go back down memory lane when that shit was going down and it was surrounded around Brenda, right? So we all know the cast of characters hit the link that day for the most part, but I will reiterate for those who don't know, it was Book 88, Not on My Watch, Mink. And they were here talking about the mommy sector. Oh, you didn't know this, Emil? Like, this happened a long, long time ago. And then they had brought us some shit about Brenda and how these various things, which I just don't need to go down the line with it, but it was a fucking thing, right? And I was getting kicked out of my live that day and stuff like that, and then Brenda had dropped down into the chat, and then next thing you know, it was just like, and I was basically like, look, we're not doing this and stuff, because at the time, me and Brenda had somewhat of a YouTube ship, but on top of it, I didn't understand why these things were just happening. Like I was like, what the fuck? And we're not gonna do that. And she could have hit the link, she didn't, but it did seem very just like, whatever. But they were saying that they're stating facts, like these are fucking things that have happened. Hey, room shaker, peace in the LBC. I was just talking about your live. You know what I'm saying? You still live over there? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it, man. I just appreciate Room Shaker's commentary so much because I love her raw authenticity. Yeah, I mean, you got to respect it because she's going to claim what she's done and basically say she don't give a fuck and whatever. And it's, however you fucking want to accept it. You know what I'm saying? However you want to be in the program, you know what I'm saying? You want to go to the left, bitch, let's go to the left. You want to go to the right, let's go to the right. If you want to go straight forward, fuck it. We can travel that road too, which way you want to go. Say, it's looking like, you know what I'm saying? One of those forks with 3 prongs in it. You know what I'm saying? Like the things, because they do have forks like that. Brenda let a homeless man pee in her. Oh my Lord. See, I don't know about that at Mills. But I do know that, like, when that shit happened, when the live was over, at that time, Book felt away, Not on My Watch felt away. Everybody walked away feeling away, except for I say Sanity. Sanity didn't feel a fucking way, but they walked away feeling like I was protecting Brenda or not being fair and took a side or something to that nature. And in my mind, it wasn't really so much about protecting the Brenda, but it was like, what the fuck? We're having a live and you guys came over here and this is causing an antagonistic scenario. And even so to the to the point where Meek did a post on me, tagged me in, and they were saying that I was like it was a setup, and I'm like, or running a play of sorts. And I'm like, how the fuck? I didn't know you niggas was coming over here with this shit. Like, what are you fucking talking about? And I'm like, what are you talking about? But like for a minute, Book somewhat tried to like, be ominous towards me or whatever. And because I was over at Brenda's, and later on he went over to Brenda's, right? And he hit the link over there. This is like after my life. And I'm like, the fuck is he over here? And during that time, who was on the live that day? It was me, Brenda, Lady Law. I feel like another Book popped up, and I feel like somebody else, but Book got up there and he was like, yeah, we don't have no problem with you, Lady Law. We don't have no problem with, da da da. But he was like being ominous towards me a little bit, and then kind of ominous towards Brenda. But Brenda was non-reactionary. I was like, how come you're not like, what is this? Like, I'm confused by the actions right now. And I'm confused because he just came off the cusp of being on my live saying all these fucking things. So it was almost like he was a big bad wolf. And I'm like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck? What do you mean by that? Like, what is it? What do you mean? Because I took it like in a way, but as far as I know, it never was anything else past him just talking that shit. So fast forward years later, like a year or so later, he was most recently, well, not most recently, but he found his way over to Cam Talk Too Muches, and he mentioned that I ran a play or something. Like, nigga, I ain't a play runner. Hey, last call, how the fuck would I be the one running a play? Like, I don't have time to be sitting up here coming up and writing these scripts and devising scenarios, and what it's not benefiting me. It's not going to benefit me, because I feel like most of the time people are looking for a reason to feel a way about a person, and then they'll use that as a catalyst to spew whatever indignities and so on and so forth. And it'll just be like, again, Alice just going straight down that fucking rabbit hole, and that bitch ain't made it to Wonderland yet. Like, this bitch is still just so like, wee like, bitch, when you gonna touch ground? Like, when is it gonna happen? But so there's that. But so even like in these situations, like the situation with Book, and then him and Mink are not cool no more, that I don't think they're cool anymore. And then even the situation with Mink, like when things happen to other people, or things that come out that are somewhat, embarrassing, if one could call it that, devastating or whatever, I don't regale in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't rejoice in it. It's not like something that's just so, I'm not you love Mink, I know you do. Oh man, she's on the wire right now. She's on the fucking wire. I'm just like, God, I'm like, did she get hit by a car, or did somebody bop her up? Like, what's really happening? But then at the same time, does it really fucking matter? Because she's hurt, and she's in a hospital, and her face looks bad, and I'm just like, fuck, this is like bad, but they will come out. The people bring them out. They will come out, whatever. If you have been on this app long enough, and you've been in the midst of things, or been on the wire and headlines, and what do they say? You went viral within a sector, you're going to amass some friendlies, and then you're going to amass some foes, right? And if you have a greater amount of foes, then it could be twisted. It could be narrated away, whatever. That's why it's important to know the inception of things. And if you don't know the inception of things, then maybe you should just fucking take your emotional stance and keep it to your fucking self. You know what I'm saying? Gather yourself, bitches. Gather yourself. Do you know what's up between Heat and Ness? I'm thinking she got snuck. Oh, you thinking she got snuck? Man, I'm thinking I'm thinking that somebody put the ones and twos on her ass. Like, I'm thinking that too. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I don't know what happened between Ness and Heat. Well, not the particulars. I think what it was, I felt from the little bit that I did see, was that, this conversation came out about, okay, a conversation took place between Pizarro and Uppity. And in that conversation, some things were said about children, right? And Pizarro said some fucking really crazy shit. She basically said that she was saying that Uppity's daughter got molested, right? And then there was this whole thing about Uppity saying something about her child being underneath the bleacher. Now, this heat, she literally put up a slowing down of that communication, the back and forth between Uppity and Zaro. And what I heard Uppity say was, well, I read the transcripts too, right? What I heard Uppity say was basically like, initially she was like, you'll suck any peen or something, and it's all towards, it was towards Zaro, like, gay peen, this and this and that. She said that to her. The next thing you know, Zaro's like, that's why your child gets molested, right? The molesting thing. And then from there, the bleachers part got brought up, but she was just saying that's why. What did she say? That's why your daughter, something about being underneath the bleacher, but it wasn't like, it was, to me, it was not even a sexual comment. Like, it was not even sexual. It was not even sexual. I should read it. Let me see. Is this other phone? I got all this shit right here. Let me read the transcript. Let me see if I can get over here. Hold on a second, y'all. I think that it was a play that blew up in Nessa's face. Well, when Uppity went over to Nessa's, because there was a text sent by Jadon, or there was a conversation between Jadon and Uppity. When Uppity went over to Nessa's, Ness was kind of, feeling the way she felt. And the way she was talking was as if she wanted Uppity to not be cool with Jadon. Like, look, Jadon's out here, giving these texts between her and TMO, right? Because all this stuff happened over at TMO's. Initially, these conversations between Uppity and Zaro happened over at TMO's. So TMO got drugged into it, and then there was a conversation between Jadon and TMO, a text message, and that text message was sent over to Uppity, and then Uppity was over at Ness's, and then Ness was getting upset with Uppity. I was like, ew. Yeah, it's interesting. So let me read this, right? Oh, let me get to this heat. I'm just gonna read the transcript because I don't want to play it. Or I'm gonna give you a summation of the transcript because I don't know if that's gonna be a fucking issue too, because you just never know with people. Search, where's the fuck? Okay, show transcript. Okay, so initially she said, yeah, the thing about the peen. This is Uppity initially talking about there's peen all around, and no matter how small, yag or whatever, you're gonna be the one to try to, jump on it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna jump on it. I was like, oh, jump on it. Okay, and then from, she said she was lonely, right? Basically. And then here goes Zaro, and Zaro's like, something about your daughter was up there being molested, right? So that's Pizarro next. She brings up that. And then in the end, let me see, somebody on your head. It's not true, but your daughter was really under, okay, totally not. And somebody, and then where's the bleacher part? I read the, like, is it not, it's not going all the way up. Oh, this is the bleacher part. So this is what she says, right? This is the part that was in question in regards to Uppity, right? Where they're trying to say Uppity said something about a bleacher. So in the bleacher part, this is what Uppity says. She says it's not true, and your daughter really was under those things, talking about the bleacher, right? Getting beat up. She says getting beat up. Now I'm thinking like, well, somebody was whooping her ass. She was having it out with some girls or something like that. I'm not thinking it in a sexual way. So I guess it just matters like where your mind goes to. Mm-hmm. Pizza said that she accused her daughters of sucking peen under the bleachers. Thanks, Sincere, for taking the time to explain it to me. You're welcome. Yeah, I didn't see anything from what I read, and nor when I heard it. Like, it didn't equate. So, like, I'm not really certain about that. Like, I'm not. Let me just say this. I am certain of what I read, and I'm certain what I heard. And I personally did not hear Uppity come at her child in that manner. Now, how it's being spun or how what other people hear or how what they perceive from it is something totally different. And it will be up to the who likes Uppity and who dislikes Uppity, or who likes Zaro or who dislikes Zaro. Like, it's gonna be the masses saying whatever they have to say about the situation. But I'm just going to go with what I read and what I heard. And it does not sound that way, like Uppity said anything very, very egregious, So I'm just like, But, so there's that. And so I don't know if Uppity and Ness are not cool or whatever, but it did seem like Ness was basically trying to tell Uppity, like, you're a fool for being in a friendship or whatever, or liking Jay And the whole time Uppy's like, well, I don't have this particular super dislike for Jay or anything like that. Now, this is not verbatim, it's like summation, but we don't have a friendship as such. Like, we don't, it's like more like a YouTube ship, or we just not in this, we're not the dynamic duo. Like, what are you talking about type of thing, So, but you can explain it to people, and people are just going to believe whatever they want to believe, because the question becomes, how does she have your number to send you these texts or DMs or whatever? Like, but you never know, because a person might just reach out if they are able to hit you through a DM or whatever. If they can get to you, if the only way they can get to you is through an email, they're going to reach out and say whatever. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. I do know Uppity is doing a contest. Her and Lovely Love are having a contest over J Duns, and that's being promoted. And that I think Ness is still having a Lunchable contest. Like, they're gonna be doing contests and shit and giving out prizes and shit, fucking beef sector shit, I suppose. The shit the beef sector does. Mm-mm. That's amazing shit out here. Amazing shit. But yeah, so Book is talking about that situation. So back to the Book situation. And so Book, he has had a history of being out here and just kind of like being somewhat threatening. I don't just being ominous towards people on YouTube and shit. And so one might say, oh, this is his karma or whatever. And but he seems to be handling it the best way I guess he can fucking handle it. I just wish the shit would just go away. Cause you and your lady get it together, figure it out, either be amicable or not, what I'm saying? Separate from each other, get new life partners, what I'm saying? And I say life partner, I mean a person that's gonna walk with you and stomp with you in this fucking earth, have your back against all fucking odds. When you in the trenches, you ain't looking to the left and looking to the right, and ain't nobody fucking there. You know what I mean? Somebody who's rolling with you and has a vision, the same kind of vision that you fucking have for your life, for y'all life, and for your family. Because a motherfucker can only be 20 for so many years, and only could be 30 for so many years, and only could be 40 for so many years, and 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And if you make it to a fucking 100, you probably ain't gonna get to 120. Okay. But you can only be 100 for so many years, maybe 1 year, 2 years, whatever. But you do have to walk through this world. And when you're in your youth, you know what I'm saying, and the flower of your youth, you think that you're immortal, and you fucking think that it's gonna always forever be this way. You should be like really thinking about the future and what that would look like, right? Because the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. Meaning you could plan for any fucking thing and it will just do a straight up left turn on your ass. And you'll be like, what? But you should prepare. And you should be understanding that Yes, you feel very vital right now and you're like a fucking gazelle and you think you can fucking reach the moon like a fucking astronaut without the suit. You think you're Superman and some other fucking things, but there will be a day. There will be a day where you might have an ache or pain, or you know what I'm saying, life has, taken its toll. Ain't no telling, like, but it will not be the same. Your views will be different. It won't be the same as you when you were young. Your concerns will be different, all the things in between. So there's that. So you should have a life partner, somebody you can fucking walk with, and then also have a plan for the future. And it will change a little bit, but if you lay a good foundation, it should be able to be something solid enough to build upon, like solid enough to build upon, yeah. So like I just, maybe they should just separate and just that be the end of it and just not even talk about it no more, but that's happening, the one day you wake up reaching for aspirin and getting Geritol. Fucking me wake up. Oh shit, it's amazing. It's a fucking amazing. But yeah, so that's happening. And then I be over there in the mob sector, right? I be wanting to tell you guys about some of the mob sector situations. The mafia sector is a genre, right? And I say all around the world the same song. Like when I go to all the fucking different sectors, I notice like a theme, right? A theme of people disliking people or people just making commentary about the things that are going on around, you know what I'm saying? And then other people getting upset with that commentary, or, people getting upset with trolls or feeling a way about what somebody else said and stuff. And, you just have to kind of like take it with a grain of salt. Initially it would be feeling, you will feel away. Initially you'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe these fucking lies, or I can't believe this motherfucking the shit that's coming out their mouth. I can't believe this and this and that. Then you just have to realize, like, fuck it. This is what's gonna happen. This is how content goes down. And also, a lie will travel far and wide. You know what I'm saying? Most people like the salaciousness of it. They don't care if a thing is true or not. And also there's a lot of group thing. Well, Dom Sakali over there in the mob sector, in the mafia sector, he's now under the pressure, under pressure, dun, 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 capital regime, ex-capital regime of the Banana family, right? He is under pressure and he has decided to take a fucking week off. Now, initially he was going to leave all to fucking together, okay? Like he was like, he came out here and had a whole spiel. He said he had some shit written down. And I'm thinking, dude, you literally have thought about this shit in a way that is very intense to the point where you had a whole speech prepared. Like, why would you be leaving your channel? You didn't put like 3+ years into it, and now your traction is a little bit stronger than it was at one point in time. You are considered one of the number one fucking channels, or the number one, you know, in your game over there, like in your genre. And you had a good panel, right? You have Joe up there and Gene and JR and all these ex-mafia soldiers and lieutenants and associates. Well, no, I wouldn't say anybody's associate, but everybody's been, a made man. At the time, they were called like stand-up men, right? You were made in that situation, but now you guys are all 302s, proffered and snitched and other fucking shit in FBI affiliated, right? But you should understand these things. But I think when you are in that lifestyle, you're not used to people talking big shit because you're on the street, you're doing your thing, and a motherfucker, hey, look, I wish a motherfucker would walk up on me and say a fucking thing. Because, bitch, you might lose your life today, right? That's the whole mafia mentality. That is how they get down, right? So, I don't think like when the things happen on on a YouTube, it's a different way of being because you can't put your hands on these people, and you could tell that Dom is, you know, I say the majority of them are psychopaths and sociopaths and narcissists, and a few of them would admit to it because they have taken that test and stuff, and they hit all the gambits, right? But there are a certain kind of mindset with it, right? And Some of them are loose cannons, some of them are, but others are more, measured in the way they fucking move, calculating in the way they move. And so, you could tell that the way Dom looked, you could fucking tell that he still got a little bit of that shit in him, like that. He got that, like, if you come anywhere near me with the BS, if you come anywhere, you gonna lose it. You gonna lose everything in your life today, right? And so, and he has to said that, right? But it's the way he said it is kind of weird. Because now check this out. Tell me if this is weird to you, for you ex-mob person to say, hey, I already told the FBI, if a motherfucker pop up over here, X, Y, and Z, or I already let it be known. And they're like, oh, Dom, you know what I'm saying? Call us and da 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 da. Like, these are the people's talking to him. And he was like, I'll call you after it goes down. And I'm like, what? You still talking to the FBI? Like, do you guys always be talking to them still? Like, once you proffer and once you get in this particular situation, is there a constant communication with the FBI? Because they got it right now where Sammy Gravano ass is out here and he's talking to the FBI still for something else. I'm just like, what is happening? Once they get a hold of you, you guys can never shake them. And that's why I'm thinking, like, with the whole Tupac situation with Keefe D, right? Keefe D proffered. Keefe D has a 302. He talked to the FBI. So why is it that the things that he said, right, in is now being held against him? Like, why are they saying, oh, well, you've been out here, you've been talking, you've been giving interviews, you've been doing this, that, another. Like, he interviewed over Vlad as well. And I'm thinking, well, shit, all these mafia motherfuckers is doing the same fucking thing, and their shit ain't being held against them. Like, they're talking about their, who they beat up, who they got rid of, their crimes, connections with other mobs, Canadian mobsters, they're talking about the whole lifestyle. So, and they all have been on Vlad talking about these things and answering things and stuff. And so I don't understand why Keefe D is being held to a different standard. Like, that is odd. Now, I am not pom-pomming for Keefe D. You know what I'm saying? My bad. I fixed it. Oh, what happened? What happened? Then what? I'm not pom-pomming for Keefe D, but what I'm saying is that there's a lot of, like, things that just apply to white people in a way that it doesn't apply to black people. Like, it's just very odd. It's like some odd ass shit, and one has to be like, but check the movements, check the movements. Now, are they looking, to settle this situation because they got all the jurors now when it comes to Tupac? Yeah, they're looking to settle the shit. Are they saying that he was the one that actually did it to him, that really got rid of Tupac? No, they're saying that he conspired, that he organized, he whatever brought this about. And if he hadn't, put his mind to being to taking somebody's life or conspiring people or promoting people to do some fuckery, then Tupac will still be here, right? So there's that. Anyways, dealing with the mafia sector, I'm specifically talking about Dom Sakali, because when Dom came out here and he got to talking about how he's leaving and he was literally going to leave for fucking ever, but now he's going to just, take a week off, and how, people have been calling his wife and stuff. Her name is Maddie. I think her name is Maddie. I think it's Maddie, yeah. And calling, and threatening and calling her all kinds of names and stuff like that. And how she was like, don't leave. And I'm like, he's telling the whole fucking story. My thing is that if you're not gonna fucking leave and you had this personal conversation with your wife, then why can't it just be a fucking personal conversation, and you get on here and go live and do what you normally fucking do, and just be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna take a week off and recuperate, go on a little vacation or whatever, and I'll see y'all when I get back. No, you came out here with that whole spiel. You came out here with all that fucking shit because you were looking for empathetic ears. You were looking, it was content, right? And you were hoping that this would swing some people your way, because all of this shit is coming off the cusp of the whole, Jimmy Easy live, right? It's coming off the cusp of that, and them coming out with this, audio or transcripts, whatever, of, not proffering, but you being wired up before the fact and setting people up or whatever. I have to, go back to that because I didn't see it in its full entirety, right? But it came off the cusp of that. Because sometimes I'll be in a live, but not being alive. Like I'm paying attention, but not really paying attention because I got some things going on, right? But I do, there's a couple of lives over there that I want to go back and kind of, go over. But my question has been, for the longest, like when you got these, because see what happened is Dom had got these emails, right? What kicked us off initially was Dan Herman and Gene Borello had it went over to Jimmy Easy's, right? Jimmy Easy has a co-host named Brooklyn. Now they took their ass over there and they were having a conversation. And in that particular, live, Dan had said some things, right? Why do you keep talking about white people's issues with blacks like we give a fuck about white people problems? I don't know. But if you don't like it, you can move the fuck on. I'll talk about whatever issues, you know what I'm saying? Because black issues are usually affected by white people and their issues with us. So there's that. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So it all had kicked off over there. And Dan had said some things in regards to Dom, and he didn't like it. Dom did not like the shit that was fucking said. And so I was like, oh, wow, this is about to be a thing. In my mind, I'm thinking it's about to be a thing because, if somebody comes to your channel, somehow, some way, you'll get blamed for the thought process of another person. Now, there is action you can take, like you could drop a person or whatever, but this has already been put into the making. Like this has been set up as such that we're going to have this, powwow over here. And so this is what it's going to be. And so I don't see why they would have dropped Dan at the time or even dropped Gene or any of that kind of stuff. But they felt like, Jimmy Easy and Brooklyn did not shut down some shit that Dan Herman was saying. And the only person who kind of lightweight spoke up was Gene. So from there, Dom was feeling the fucking way. Then Dom goes and, I'm saying, he goes live and he's livid about all the things that were said over there, and he is having a conversation with Gene. You can tell he was slightly upset with Gene and Gene Borelli. You guys probably have seen him on Vlad. He's like one of the younger guys and stuff, and has put in work. And you probably seen him on Vlad talking about various scenarios, right? Matter of fact, I think he's been on Vlad most recently, and he has a case against him, some kind of domestic situation between him and his woman, and he's looking at doing some time, which also was a conversation over at Gunsmoke's last night. And Dan hit the link. Now, remember I told you, like, I'm all over the place with this, right? But let me just bring this part up. Remember I was saying that Dan ass was out there in fucking China, and I figured he was probably between 29 and 31 based on what he says his age is now. Then he had said that his wife is like 13 years younger than him. So I'm doing the math on it, and you supposedly met her 10 years ago. First you said 7, then you said 10, but I'm going to go by the 10 was what you said 10 years ago because you only been married for 7, but you have known her for like 10 years. So I'm like, okay, so I do the math on this shit. I'm like, okay, you probably between 29 and 31 over there in one of those Providence in China, and you meet your woman and she's 13 years younger than you. So that would make her between 16 and 18. So anytime I see Dan somewhere, I'm basically like, Nick, how old were you when your ass was over there in China? And what the fuck was you really doing over there in China talking to this little girl? Because at the time she would just be a girl. You know what I mean? Like, really, what's the thing? You're supposed to be a teacher or doing some kind of teacher stuff, but you're all, over here associated with the mob and stuff. Like, it's just a whole thing, right? But whenever I've been seeing him somewhere, I have literally just been like bringing up this question, and to no avail and to no fucking answer. And it's almost like people do not want to ask this fool this thing, like what is really happening. I've seen him in a couple of chats, and I'm just not chats, but panels or whatever. I'm like, Could somebody answer this question? Well, there's all that, but Dan has said all kinds of things about Dominique Sakali, and Dominique was not fucking feeling the way about it. But since then, it's been like a fucking thing. And so it's been somewhat of a battle because Dom got upset with Jimmy and Brooklyn and all of fucking those people for them being over there. And I'm just like, yeah, you can't really control these things sometimes. You just can't fucking control these fucking things. So what can one say to it? But you're obviously upset. And then all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, it's like all these threatening calls are supposed to be made to his wife and shit. And I'm thinking, who the fuck is doing that? And then it got blamed on Jimmy and them. And Jimmy and them like, man, we ain't talking about nobody's women and their families and stuff. That shit is off limit. We're talking about you, dude. We're talking about whatever happens with you and however that fucking goes down. That is what we're fucking talking about. So it's all been playing out ever since then. But Dom has felt the pressure, and then he's coming out here talking about he's leaving. But now he changed it to a week and he should be back. I'm thinking like, fuck, this is and I think that's a strategic way to slow down a scenario, right? Because if you're looking bad in the moment, or maybe some stuff is happening or whatever, or you don't want to give people shine, and you're the number one, whatever over there, the show over there, you don't want to give particular people shine. So then you're going to back up off of it. And so that the conversation of the trajectory of the situation will go a different fucking way. So I kind of see that being the case. Also, Gene hadn't been around, but I figured Gene hadn't been around because he had been over Vlad's. But now I'm seeing that he also has been in court behind that domestic he had going on with that broad. And it looks like he might actually do some time, because I think it was like he took her phone, or at least it was said that he took her phone. And instead of them saying like, he just prohibited her from making a phone call, they're like making it like strong arm robbery. Like he robbed her of her phone. And so, they're trying to get him to do some time. Like they're trying to put felonies on Gene. You know what I'm saying? And so there's that. So I'm just like, that's happening. Now today, a few of them are going to go live. Last night I was over, at Gunsmokes. I had I was up in there in that chat. Also, I was over at Shakim's for a while. Well, I was at Shakim's the whole fucking time. But then when I seen that Gunsmoke went live, I kind of like popped up over there and then popped back over to Shakim's. Shakim was talking about all the things, you know what I'm saying? And he was one of the things he mentioned was the situation with D. Durrell, because I was like, oh shit. And apparently D. Durrell, all those other charges that D. Durrell had on him, they got dropped. But one of them he pleaded to, or one of them he said, okay, I'm gonna say cop to this, and it holds like 10 years. So it's quite possible that he could go to jail for 10 years. This is over in the Umar sector, so I done switched and pivoted over to a different sector. 10 fucking years for the Medicaid fraud or whatever that was. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, is he gonna get 10 fucking years? And I was thinking like, well, the people who don't like him, his enemies, they're probably just reveling and doing cartwheels and all the fucking things. D. Durrell, he was out here with that money. He was supporting these content creators, giving them big bags. He was the fucking man, at the fucking time. And they didn't care where that money was coming from, as long as they were getting their getting their donations, the super chats, the super stickers, the cash apps, whatever. And my understanding is that he was giving out big money. So when I say big money, well, I don't know if it's considered big money, but like he was giving out $100 plus, and to some people he was giving out a lot of money, right? To those who were his favorites. I predict he won't do the full 10. Yeah, I'm thinking he won't do the full 10 either, but he's tarnished, right? And then he has this on him, and I don't know how it's going to look far as him in the future when it comes to him being able to support himself. Could he even do a private practice, any of that stuff? But if I'm going to look at all the people who have done things in this world, and I'm talking about mercs and all kinds of stuff, why can't you fucking have it like they have it? Because apparently they have it well. They're on property, the land, homes, big cars. You know what I'm saying? They got all kinds of little things popping. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so why can't it be for him? Why can't it be for him? And he can do his YouTube channel and maybe base it around his adventures and and criminality and all that kind of stuff, or lack of criminality, like all those things. You can just kind of fashion and form it around that shit, and you will probably get, a YouTube check. People like to listen in on that kind of stuff. So there's that with D Darrell. Also, what was else Shaquem was talking about? Oh my God. He did mention, because in the midst of his live, he did fucking mention that Rick Reed was live over there, and Lemon and Stefan was over there hitting the link over there at room not room shakers, but at Rick Reed's. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not too surprised. Look, let me tell you something. These people be acting like they're friendly and unfriendly, and they go back and forth so many fucking times. And Lemon, you know what I'm saying? Lemon, he did play, like Shaquem did play a video of Lemon talking shit. And Pillsbury was up there too. So Pillsbury had brought, Shaquem up, and Shaquem was like, do not fucking bring me up, dude. Just do what you do, but don't bring me into your fuckery. And Pills was saying something to the nature about don't, I guess it was in regards to what's her name? I can't think of her name right now. What is her name that messed with Ken with the one that doesn't have the body parts? What is the legs and arm? Well, she has her arms, but not the legs. But oh my God, why can't I think of her name right now? But anyways, in regards to her, and then I was just like, I don't know why Pills is out here. Like, I'm confused about the Pillsbury situation, but he was talking. But I was tripping off of how, as usual, Sunny, that's her name. Oh my God, I couldn't think of his name. It was Sunny. But I was thinking, like, here we go again when it comes to Lemon, because it's my thought process when it comes to Lemon. When he be liking these dudes, all of fucking a sudden he's calling them bees, and there he was in true fashion calling them bees and stuff, and they're calling each other bees. And I'm just thinking, is this some kind of love dance? Like, is this some kind of love dance? It has to be a fucking love dance. And but it effing is. And so I'm just like, whenever he calls one of these dudes a fucking bee, you know that he's about to go there, and is, somehow they're gonna just, become the best of friends or whatever. So I just like, same old stuff, different day. Now, this is the thing that I want to talk about, but not in this like great length. It's just the stuff I saw on YouTube, right? Now, y'all know I don't watch Envy like that. I don't. But I went to his live the other day. Or no, yeah, yesterday. Yeah. After I found out that apparently DG, YouTube cameras, and fucking Snoop had got into it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Jules, baby. Dun, 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 Jules. Thank you. So I went over there to Envy's, and lo and behold, YouTube cameras, DG and Snoop had got into it. Now, DG said the reason why he was coming at Snoop was because Snoop had mentioned him, right? And then he was going ham. His mic was loud as effing usual. YouTube cameras was up there first before DG, and YouTube cameras was going off on Snoop as well. Now, I didn't know Snoop had been out here talking all that shit, about YouTube cameras. Like, I didn't know that there was like an ongoing thing between Snoop and YouTube cameras. I was somewhat aware that they didn't like each other at one point in time, but I didn't know that was still going on. And YouTube cameras, like, YouTube cameras can get into rare form where she'll be bitch this, bitch that, and fuck you, ho, and all these things. And she was in that form. And she was basically saying that you're always talking about me and I'm just ignoring you, and you want my attention real bad. And you're always, talking about my private part and why you so interested in all these things. And here was Snoop right prior to that talking about how YouTube cameras was in a hotel and whatever might have happened between her and DG. We all pretty much know the story of that, and I'd rather not rehash it. You know what I mean? Because when that was happening between DG and YouTube cameras, it was all over the airways, and people were using that against her in a lot of ways. And I was just thinking like, and I even had talked about it and mentioned what was being said. And but she had a couple of battles with a couple of people, and these are YouTube personalities or bigger CCs, and she wasn't going to give too much pushback, I feel like, to them, but anybody else could really get it. And the whole thing was to kind of like embarrass her, humiliate her. Now, whether she met it with him or not, or how they got down, is neither here nor there in fucking truth. You know what I mean? Because she is grown, as she said, and that's her private part. And if she was to lay up with a man, what is it to fucking you? But these conversations are being had to embarrass her or to make her feel a little away about the whole DG situation, right? Because DG was caught up with Eve, and there was things that were brought out about YouTube cameras, supporting DG financially and all this other fucking shit. Well, that got brought up, and it was all hell broke loose from fucking there. Like, all hell broke loose on Envy's channel. And look, Envy had left for a second. He put himself in the fucking back for whatever reason. Snoop was up there because Snoop wanted to change mics. You need her beef sector mic or some kind of fucking mic. So yeah, my mic sounds right. Testing, testing, testing. And she's up there by herself. The next thing you know, I see DG. And then, oh, was the YouTube cameras first? Well, anyways, they're brought up there. And it's just them three. And I'm just like, this fool just brought them right on the fuck up. All hell broke loose. I was like, oh, you just cannot make this shit up. Hey, Kimberly, peace in the LBC. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday, Sincere. Yes, happy Saturday. It is a good Saturday. Hey, Salt, peace in the LBC. Good morning. Good morning to you. So you saw that going down, and I would say that YouTube cameras mic wasn't that strong amongst their mics, but there was plenty of times where they got quiet a little bit, and she was just giving it to Snoop. She was fucking giving it to her. They got to mentioning Don Cato and some other fucking things, and just DG was like, he just went there. He just effing went there. So I was like, well, he's gonna get his views from that, and he's gonna get his little fucking crowd from that. And then Sean G did pop up over there, but Sean G came because it's like he wanted to know why you put my name in the title. And here goes fucking Envy trying to act like, I'm saying, the reason why he put his name in the title was some real fucking relevant reason, and bringing up this name, bringing up Ratchet and all this other stuff. And he's just like, man, stop it. And Snoop wasn't having it because she was reading in chat, and she was like trying to come at people in the chat. And so, the conversation was really going towards the fuckery, but you could see Envy trying to maneuver things in such a way as that he ain't with the fuckery, that he's innocent, and people have the right to respond. And and trying to be this reasonable person, like, Envy is not. Envy is one who just likes the effery. Hey, P, peace in the LBC. And he has been on the cloud chase since the cloud chase been a fucking cloud chaser. He has used many of the people, one being MU. And, then he even had that moment where him and Shot Kim was doing a thing, and he was using the Shot Kim situation. And he went from that to being over at Lemons and having that, using the lemon situation. And then he finally found one that it could really stick to, which is RNY. And so there's that fucking situation. So I just like, you've been doing it for a while, and you can tell, like, because Envy will hit any link. He will fucking put your name in the title. He'll do all the things. He'll run all the particular scenarios that will allow for one to like climb the ladder of success or suck a fart out of these popular people's asses, or whatever you deem as, the fucking popular crew. So he's been doing that for a while. But yeah, I thought Envy and Snoop had fell out. Like, I didn't even realize that they were cool again. But you just never know. That's why I say the flipping and the flopping, the going back and forth and stuff, they're like the fish on the fucking sandbank in the dead of the fucking heat, flipping and flopping, just getting roasted. Like, let me just kick your ass back into the ocean so you can go and swim your ass the fucking way, because you're flipping and flopping on the sandbank right now. And you know what I'm saying? You flipping and flopping on the sandbank. And you never know when they're gonna be cool again. So it's best to probably not even take sides in certain matters or whatever. But what I do notice is all around the world the same song. It's like either troll pressure or people feeling the fucking way or taking sides or on these mass hunts for one particular person or acting like they didn't do a thing when they did do a thing. And, and depending on who you're talking to, they, I'm saying, it's, who they referencing. I'm saying? Shit, they put the shit on my fucking ass. I'm just like, bitch, I don't know what you fucking talking about. I'm trying to get an understanding about what you fucking talking about, but you ain't really talking about much of anything other than maybe you want, me to be on some usher about some shit that don't apply to me. If it don't apply, let it fly type of thing. That's where I be coming from with it. But I am willing to listen to folks and, let them have, their views or whatever. I don't have to be most agreeable, but it is what it is. And there is history, right? There's history with me, with other people and people with other people and all this stuff. And history does matter contrary to what one would tell you. They'll be like, oh, you're talking about something that happened 2 years ago or 5 years ago. Well, shit, history does fucking matter because shit happens. Like there are events. It doesn't have to be the crust of the moment of time in this, to present day moment, but there are events that take place that can be, you know, valid fucking arguments, like a valid argument to whatever is being talked about because it took place, right? So it's not to really totally be negated. I'm not, it's just maybe it gives clarity as to why a person might feel a way or clarity as to why a thing might be going down the way it's going down. It's a clarifier, let's clarify it a little bit. But outside of that, like it's much ado about nothing. It's much ado about nothing. Unless somebody's really trying to put the kibosh down, which you see that shit happen all the time too. Sincere, may I share one of my very special blessings with y'all? Yeah, please do. Blessings are a good thing. Oh, P, did what I was gonna say? What was Pills doing? Like, is he trying to ingratiate himself into the fucking beef sector? Like, what is really happening? And I haven't seen Pills go live in a long time, but he seems like he is trying to be cool with certain people that he feels like are bigger people in the beef sector. Now, is this to pump his channel? Because he really don't fucking need them. When he goes live, quite a few people go over there anyways. And well, it is when it's like one of those, the liaisons of the heart type of situation. Because when all that stuff was going on with him and Brooke, that was a lot of, situation. That was a lot of people coming over to see that. And then when all the shit was happening with him and Snoop, that's, people wanted to see that. They do pop up over there. They do pop up over there. So I'm just like, is he just trying to have fun or whatever? Like, is it something to be like something, just to have fun? Oh, the days of YouTube fun. You know what I mean? Let me just tell you, I used to have fun. Well, like I still have fun on YouTube. I don't like to particularly be in a battle with folks, but I do have fun on YouTube. I will, talk about the things that are happening. If I can't have a conversation with a person, or if there is, a conversation to be had, that can be intriguing in of itself. Yeah. But when you first start off, you just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed about the whole thing, and you're getting to know people and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, what, really, all that kind of stuff, and but there's always gonna be a person that's gonna be right there, like thinking that you're trying to egg on some shit that you just don't know nothing about. You're like, I don't know nothing about that. My Snickers was released from the hospital today, and she's on the way home. Thanks be to God. Oh, my Snickers was released from the hospital today, and she's on the way home. Huh. Well, that's a blessing. Now, when you say your Snickers, are you talking about a child or family member, or are you talking about Mika? Because I don't know what you mean by that. But if a person is released from the hospital and they're doing well, that is a blessing in and of itself. It definitely is, Hey, little Zoe. Oh, I remember you. How's everything doing? Oh, pretty good. I do remember you. Or it's not little Zoe, little Zoo. Yeah, I remember you. You came over here one time once before. Sincere, I don't know what Pills out here doing. I heard a clip of him on Lemons. I just shook my head. That's what I was saying because that's the clip that Shot Kim was playing. I was like, what is really happening here? I'm like, why is he over there damn near like a cheerleader of some sort? You know what I'm saying? Like pom-pomming for particular women over there in the beef sector. I'm just, I just don't know anymore. Oh, you're talking about Mika. Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking. That exchange with him and Sonny had me weak. Oh, I don't understand why he was like having a battle with Sonny. He was coming at her real crazy. And some people be thinking that Sonny's out here and she just wants any kind of male attention or whatever. I don't know if that's really the case. I don't particularly see it that way, but I don't know why she's having all these battles with these men, why these men are coming at her like that. Judy, that's wonderful. God is good. See, I didn't know Mika was in the hospital. I do know I did a live or at least said, hey, come over here and speak your piece or whatever. And then she left a comment underneath my comment section. I didn't respond to that comment because I just like fucking just leave this alone. But she said I should have tagged her into my live. And I'm like, I don't tag people like that for the most part. You won't see me tagging or putting you in the title. And you won't know when I'm going live. I don't set lives in, at the most you might know I'm alive know that I'm going live like a minute before the live happens. And but I don't set live, so if you happen to be around, you happen to be around. But yeah, so she seemed like she wanted to have a fucking conversation, but at this point I don't even know what is there to really talk about. Because when I look at it across the board, these particular ladies have their issues and whatever, but I don't feel the same way. Like not the way they feel. In a way where I would hit like a bigger CC, or well, you guys deem as bigger CCs, but a crowd filled, platform and talk crazy. Like or talk about you or spread a narrative or, jump in and be double dutching with other hoes about your ass. Like I don't do that. And I don't even know where this stuff was coming from. It was like out of nowhere land because I had not been talking about her. And but I have seen Mika in the past when people are talking shit or whatever. Well, I haven't seen, they'll say hi to her or whatever. So I'll say it that way. It's like one of the many people that be there with the fuck, like let me see. Okay, she was in there for 3 days, and that was the longest 3 days of my life. Not the longest 3 days of my life. I mean, I'm not laughing at what you're saying, but I'm taken aback a bit by what you're saying. Like the longest 3 days of your life. I don't know what she was in the hospital for, but it's good that she's out of the hospital. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I don't keep up with Mika. I don't keep up with half of these broads. Like I don't keep up with them the way they might think. I might stumble across a live you do. But for the most part, if I think you're on some fuckery, I just move around. Somebody would have to come tell me about the things that you said. For the most part. Now, has there been times where I might listen just a little bit? Yes, that has happened in the past, but really, truthfully, overall, that is not happening. Because, like I said, I am not a trash can. I am not going to take in all these ill things that you have to say about me and just let it marinate or something like that's not happening. Mm-mm. I'm always open to have a conversation. However, I understand that conversations need to be had in spaces and places that are safe spaces for all parties involved. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. I think like when I have conversations with people, it's not from an advantage point. I don't get an advantage in it in any kind of way. It will not be deemed a safe space for me or whatever. Usually if I end up in a conversation with somebody with a person somewhere, it's more advantageous to their asses. You know what I mean? It's more advantageous to them. Now, I think maybe it's quite possible that when I'm over here doing my live, that they don't hit the link because they think I'm going to do something to them. But the greater aspect is that they don't come around or have these conversations with me because they are on this, block Saida out thing, or on that bullshit. I'm not gonna come over there and what, bitch, don't nobody come over here anyways. Don't worry about it. They ain't gonna see you. And the first thing that's gonna come out of my mouth, as I told other people when they come over here, don't share me out. Do not fucking share me out. If you're here, then just you be fucking here, and don't worry about nobody else, because they literally just be this very intimate communication that me and you are gonna fucking have, right? And if a motherfucker find out, they could stumble across it around the way. They don't need to know. So that is not a person that wants you to, who's gonna say that? Me. If I wanted you all to fucking be here or be privy to what's happening, I would invite you to do so. Half the time, I wish you bitches just get out my bushes. Just move the fuck along. Don't even watch the replay. Move around, bitch. Just move the fuck around, because you're not going to hurt anything that's happening over here. It's going to be the same old fucking two-step, and my numbers ain't going to plummet or none of that shit, bitch. Just move around. Move around, You're cool, sincere, and so are we, baby. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Shit. It is what it is. But we will see. I didn't know she was in a fucking hospital. I feel like somebody else. Well, Mink is in the hospital, that's for certain. But I feel like there was somebody else that might be in a hospital. I'm trying to think who. I feel like there's one other person might be in a hospital, but I don't be wanting people like their health or bad things to happen to them, or being this like really bad, egregious, bad, just bad situations. I don't like to see that for people. Life is life, and you're a human being, and that is your body and your flesh. And and I want people to survive and make it through. Now, this is one thing that YouTube camera said when she was over there. She said if Snoop was to pass away, like, this is not verbatim, but this is summation, but if Snoop was to pass away or something really bad happened to her or whatever, she would not give a flying F. I was like, oh, that's some very strong ass words right there. And then Rex hit the link too. And Rex was like, we ain't doing this shit. We're going to have some order over here, because YouTube cameras talked about my children. And she said this, that, another. And Rex was he wasn't drunkard Rex, right? He was more so clear, coherent Rex. And he was the Rex that was like, and if you say something to my ass too, talking about DG, then I'm gonna have some words for your ass as well, because we gonna have some order over here. And you like basically letting it be known that YouTube cameras is not an innocent. I mean, I would say YouTube cameras isn't innocent, right? Because she has said some things and done some things, but when she feels a particular way about a person, when she decides that she's just dislikes you, or whatever, she's or you have a battle with her, she's not gonna mention it. She's gonna act like it's like above her in all kind of ways. It's just a thing, and I know she has a problem with me, right? And this stems back, so let's just go back, back down memory lane yet a fucking again. And this goes back to when YouTube cameras and and Sassy had a show together. Well, I don't know. Sassy was the co-host, or Sassy was lending her 10 percenters and shit. She's bringing that to YouTube cameras. And this is something that was stated, and this is very true. If you have a YouTube channel, and if you ingratiate yourself to, some personalities on here that's been around for a while, and this is how you build your channel, right? So you ingratiate yourself into them, and then you become their flunky or do girl or whatever, or you get along, go along to get along, and then all of a sudden all these people start coming and it's building up your channel, and then you become part of the clique and crew, right? But Sassy did lend her people to YouTube Camera's platform, or at least she brought her personality. Now, Sassy can be a personality. Yes, she can in of herself. And hold on one second. Let me read this. Okay. Um, so she, like anybody else, she could be a personality. But Sassy was a little overbearing. And I had even said that to Sassy. I was like, girl, it's like you're a little overbearing over there when it comes to YouTube cameras and stuff. And Sassy came over here and we had a conversation about it. And I don't know where YouTube cameras was coming from with the shit or what she thought was really fucking happening, but she had dropped down and she was like, come on, Sassy, you don't have to take this. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Literally, I am not the only person that feels this way, but to put that to the side, because it should not be about the only person feels this way. That is not a good argument at fucking all. It is what I am saying, how I fucking feel, and it has shit to do with no anybody fucking else. But this is this is how Sassy is. If she likes you, then I feel like if she likes you or she's supporting you, she has this way of kind of like, I don't want to say control, but it's like sort of like it just becomes a little it's just sassy, right? And so there was a feeling about that, and from there it became a fucking thing. And then I had mentioned how certain people had supported her channel, Rex being one, Beasley being one, quite a few people who had been supporting her before she really had like this blow up, if you will. And all of a sudden they were being pushed to the wayside because these particular ladies were feeling a fucking way and didn't want them to hit the link or didn't want them to be around and da 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 da. And it kind of snowballed from there. And then her and Rex end up falling out. And then from there, one time she was over at Shot Kim's. I was at Shot Kim's and she had like took this fucking, snipe at me. Now I know for a fact it was geared towards me. And I was like, hey, if you have something to say, just go on and fucking say it, because I'm asking a question about what was said. And that was around the time her and Rex had that back and forth, and some things were said about her, and there were some things that were said about Rex's children. And I didn't like, it was being played, the audio was being played or whatever. And I was like, could you rewind it? Because I want to hear it. But I wasn't in my mind thinking, I was thinking, oh shit, fuck, I could just red ball. Because I do believe the red ball was on. And she was like, what kind of person would want to hear something like that? And I'm being nice when I'm saying it this way. And I'm like, I'm not coming at you or attacking you. I just trying to get clarity for what was actually fucking said. Because like what was actually said, and it doesn't make him right or make you wrong or make you right or make him wrong. I'm just trying to get clarity. So I had hit Shakim's link and I was like, look, you don't have to come at me this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if there's a problem, let's just have the fucking conversation. Well, suffice it to say, she didn't hit the link. It didn't go anywhere. And it just was what it was. But since then, we just don't, like we don't communicate. But I do try to be fair in certain things when it comes to YouTube cameras or anybody else, right? Like whether they like or dislike or whatever the case may be. I try to have like a fairness about the way things look, right? And this particular situation, when it comes to even her and Snoop, I'm just thinking like, I mean, I don't know why Snoop is beating a dead horse when it comes to DG and YouTube cameras. Because if YouTube cameras wants to support DG or DG wants to support YouTube cameras, then they have the right to fucking do so. It like literally doesn't mean anything to anybody else. That is their support system. And if she had got caught up with that man in any kind of way, that was her choice as a grown ass woman to fucking do. And it really just didn't change too much of anything, because the same people who were supporting her before are supporting her now, because quite a few people did not like Snoop. And they will automatically go to the person that Snoop is having it out with because they don't like Snoop. So that is how the chips fall. That's how it, how the things go. If they, it doesn't, it's not even about right and wrong at this point. It's just about how the crowd will fucking move. That's usually how it goes. I couldn't stand their show. Oh, you didn't like YouTube cameras in Sassy show? I mean, I don't know. People have accused YouTube cameras of, being boring and all kinds of stuff like that, but they still show up and they still watch the show. So how boring could she possibly be? You know what I mean? Like, maybe you don't like the way she talks, or maybe you don't like her points of views or whatever, but you guys are there. You have designated that a place for you to go and for people to hit the link, and you have ingratiated her into the beef sector, and you have like you have invested into it, or quite a few people have invested into it. Not the Baroness. Yes, the Baroness herself. Now the Baroness is feeling some type of way fucking too. I'm just like, these broads is crazy. She had got on the Ho Chi Minh Trail over there with Goosey, and she was having fun and comfort over there at Goosey's and shit. And then she had took like a shot at me, and I was like, God, look, whatever I have going on with Goosey has shit else to do with you. Like, why are you like, what was the point? But again, one can't say anything about it. Like, it's like, fuck it, that's your choice. I remember that I was in Shakim's chat that day. Yeah. I was in, you talking about when I hit the link and I was like, what's the what? Like, what's the problem? As I literally hit the link to have a conversation, but like, it is what it is. Like, YouTube cameras is like that. All these broads are like that. They'll get snobby, or they'll get this way, or they'll try to like ice you out, or feel a way about, or they think if they present a certain way, or somehow they make it to where you don't have people coming over, they have really crushed you and really done something. And I'm just thinking, that is not what's happening here. But I need you to believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because like what one sees, you know what I'm saying? You see it way, and you just be like, oh, that must be the truth. That must be the truth. Yeah. Oh, they be on that private eyes. That wasn't just a shot. Well, melanated, we know the history of things, and we know exactly where these people are coming and why they're doing the stuff that they're doing. But other people don't. And if they do, they're still not going to speak to the truth of it, because they have taken a side, or they're, with whoever and however, and that is what they fucking do. And the truth don't mean shit, you know what I'm saying? But the truth is the light of the world. So I just say, fuck it. If you think you in the truth and you're doing the right thing, and you jumped on bandwagons, and you feel like that's the right fucking thing, you know what I'm saying? Shit, fuck it. Stand before your creator and attest to it. That's what I say. Give a holy account to the shit. The day you hit the link, and the day YTC and Rex got into it, yeah. That day, and she literally was like trying to make it seem like I was trying to revel in the bullshit of whatever happened between her and Rex. That was not it. I wanted to hear for clarity, and to get like hear it again, like what was actually said. But maybe she felt like she would be found out, right? Maybe she felt like, oh, well, if somebody really analyzes this, we could see that Rex had a fucking point. Rex does run around here drunk, and he does do things, but even a broken clock can be correct twice a fucking day. But Rex is gonna go wherever he can hit a link, and he's gonna do whatever he can do, because this is his fucking entertainment. Some people get bothered by Rex. They feel like he's like, throwing off the commentary and stuff like that. Now, I'm not fucking with Rex. Well, I'm gonna say I'm not fucking with him, but I just haven't talked to Rex in a long time. I do believe he's blocked in my chat, and he damn sure is blocked on my StreamYard. I'm just not dealing with him in that way, because there were things that occurred, right? And he tried to spin a narrative, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm not doing this. And also, I had his back about people trying to say a very egregious thing about him. Then he turned around and was right up in their face. I was like, confused much. Like I can't with this. I can't with this. And then I end up being your enemy. Like you're speaking in a space of like, you were my friend, and like, and I'm like, dude. Yes, I showed myself friendly, especially when motherfuckers was trying to put a real bad badge. Like they were trying to put something real fucked up on you, man. Real fucked up. And it's like, you cannot, I think, sometimes speak for people or speak to something that you see, because it will somehow bite you in the butt later on, or somehow that person will act away towards you. And I think a lot of times these actions take place because people want to be part of particular groups of people, said groups of people, or, be able to be accepted here or there or whatever. And it doesn't matter. At this point, this person will become the willing well, not a willing, but this will become the sacrifice for what they're trying to do, because they're going to have to sacrifice something. If it's not their dignity or the truth or a person or whatever, it's going to be a sacrifice to that group of people. And if that group of people don't like another person, you are going to fucking have to jump on that fucking bandwagon. You're going to have to get on the Ho Chi Minh trail with them. Point blank and a period. If you don't get on this Ho Chi Minh trail, if you don't get with the Get Fresh crew, if you don't get part of Rhythm Nation and take your ass out there and do a Janet Jackson dance, they are going to feel away. They are not going to like you. They're not going to like your opinion. And then somehow you're going to be weaved into being a public enemy as well. Hey, Cynical One, peace in the LBC. What's going on with you? Good morning. It is a good morning. Okay. She hit the link cussing him out. Then it escalated. Yeah, she hit the link, cussed Rex out. He was saying that, then she had said that she had wished that his children get raped. And Rex was like, what? You know what I'm saying? And then somehow that got swept underneath the rug. It was like, oh, Rex said this. And she's YouTube's darling at the fucking time. And to some extent now, and she has aligned herself with certain people like Zaro and whoever the fuck else, Sassy and Jadon, and they're all hitting the link and stuff, and some of the men folk and whatever, and just like, it just got swept underneath the rug. But if you look at all the people that she associates herself with or has at one point in time, or now, at one point in time, they have all said something very crazy, except say Sassy, because I've never heard Sassy say something that way. But she can be snide, and she can be sarcastic, and then she can, weave a tail on your ass. I think it's one of her fucking superpowers, to be honest. That is one of her fucking superpowers, to weave a fucking tail. It's like the Black Widow or something. But other ladies have said egregious things about children and stuff, and there is not going to be a separation. There is not going to be a separation of these people. They all applaud those particular scenarios, and it will be swept underneath the rug because they are deemed like, a popular group of folks, and they can get away with bloody murder. But if it's anybody else, they're going to be right there gunning for them. They're going to be right there like, oh, you said this, and they're going to use that particular incident against them. And it is a cult of personality. It is popularity and some other fucking things, like even with uppity, right? Few people, well, not few, but there are people who don't like uppity, and then there's people who like her. But those people who don't like uppity, they will be out here pom-pomming for fuckery that has happened towards her by another individual because they just don't like her, right? Even like when the situation went down with Goooo, literally, if she's up on somebody's fucking panel and she's trying to show her cankles and her daughter's sitting behind her and the girl's clothed and stuff, nothing's really happening, then you zoom in on the daughter and have to create this narrative around her. Like, what was the point? Because you wanted to make it seem like uppity is not protecting of her daughter, or something crazy was going on with her child behind and stuff. And it boomeranged in your face. Like it boom with fucking rain. And then it became this whole narrative. Oh, they're out here making up the stuff about Goosey and they're trying to fucking X Goosey out and they made Goosey and they're creating no. Goosey literally did this thing. He fucking did that shit. And then he left the race, if you will. He couldn't take it no more. He felt like a narrative was being spun on him. But dude, you're the one that took your ass over to VS's and you're the one that tried to explain yourself and you're the one, all these fucking things, and you're the one that set it off. You, Lemon, you know what I'm saying? And then Lemon, nobody seemed to have your back when you were over at VS's. So it was a whole, it's like this stuff is contrived and it's based on who they like. So if they like a person, then they will be out here championing the situation. If they don't like a person, then it's going to be a problematic situation, right? And even like with the Rodney thing right now, there's like, oh, you're trying to bring Rodney back, talking about Ness, and you know, baby, Ness is not to be trusted because of the Rodney thing, and I'm just like, oh, now when it comes to Rodney, right, I will say this. If you didn't say a thing, then you should not admit to a fucking thing. If you know the nature of yourself and how you are and how you speak, then you should be able to attest to that. You should just be able to attest to that, and that will be that. Now, these people will be out here saying, oh, like, because I heard Jay Dunn say this shit. Jay Dunn was like, she had brought up Rodney, and then she was like, what did she say? And we all saw it. And I'm thinking like, oh shit, they saw, a multitude of people saw this particular fucking, text, right? And or something just grand was like something just I don't know, something new was gonna come out. And we saw all that stuff being deleted, all those tweets being deleted. We all know that those tweets were deleted. I'm like, what the fuck does that do? Seeing tweets being deleted, like, okay, I mean, then there has to be a before the tweets and then the after of them being gone and then the other ones, and just like there has to be an account. But that didn't make any sense to me. Like, no, did you prove if that fucking particular tweet in question or two tweets in question, were they actually authentic? That hasn't been proven. But what we can prove is that he literally said out his mouth there was he admitted to a fucking thing. And that's what one will be talking fucking about. Like of all the other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because two things can be true at one time. Some falsehoods were created, and then this fool said some shit that incriminates himself, in a way. So there's that. But yeah, they said it like this is campaign to bring Rodney back or whatever, which I don't even think Rodney ever fucking left. And there's a lot of people out here, like people that have supported people who have just said and done questionable stuff. Like it's just very, very questionable across the board, and they still engage and they still be part of, and then they'll use them for their little petty fights and whatever battles, but then they'll turn around and be friendly with them come tomorrow or a month from now or 2 weeks from now or whatever. But the tides will fucking change. The tides will change with this stuff. So all you got to do is just sit back and watch and see which way it's going to go. But, my thing is that, what I'm saying? Like, you all have known each other for quite some time, so you're just going to do what it's going to do. But for me, when I was like, this is like, when I was over at the hood tables the other day, I was basically saying like, fuck it, you're not going to Rodney me. The fuck? I know myself. I know what I'm more inclined and likely to fucking say. I don't give a fuck what picture that you paint about me. I know myself. So you could say whatever, you could not believe or whatever the fuck. But I will give you the benefit of the doubt as to say that this was your experience or you felt this way. You know what I mean? But I will literally say that doesn't sound like something I would say. I'm not negating your feelings in any kind of way, but that does not sound like something I would say. I'd be more inclined to say something like this, but that, and I said that, right? And you speak to it and keep it pushing. And if but people will try to back you up against a wall or paint you in a corner or whatever, to where you'll be apologizing for shit, or speaking to things that just like it doesn't make any sense. So if you stand and you say, fuck it, I'm not taking none of that shit, I'm not going to kowtow to this, that, or other with you, then that will be a problem too. And you will have fanfare. You might have a whole bunch of people that will come out of fucking nowhere or been friendly towards you, and they will fucking, high five you and soul sister you and all the fucking things. Not, not the person that's under attack, but the people that might be doing the attacking, or the inquisition. Because that's probably a better way to say it than other than an attack, is because there's inquisitions, right? Where one wants to question and then bring what they deem to be some kind of, facts or whatever, and let the games fucking begin. Let the games fucking begin. And it is all a game, because when it all comes down to it, it'll just be fucking content. Well, I have been doing this for about like 4 years. The CC thing, right? And I've had my highs and lows, my ups and downs, and all the things in between. And I do know that things just kind of keep on going. They just keep on going, and they're going to do what they fucking do. So why should I bow down, or why should I take away from my integrity, or why should I play the role that you want me to play? Because if I'm here 3 years from now, or even 2 years, or even like a week from now, right, I might decide, hey, I don't want to do this no more. I'm not gonna make a big old spiel about it. I'll just move around. But I don't be around a lot like that anyways. I'll be gone for a couple of days, 3 days, sometimes a week, then pop back up, do a live, and so it's not like an everyday thing. Like, I did a live yesterday, and I'm doing a live today. And that to me is more like, that's amazing. Oh, amazing. Because I'm not like just every day, every day, every day, every day. And I did that in the beginning when I was building my channel, and I would be going live and doing content and talking about celebrity stuff, and talking about sector stuff. And there was a couple of love agendas that were popping off over here, and playing music and all the things. But I was building my platform, but also I was more excited about the platform at that time as well, because everything was new. So I was new to YouTube, in as far as being a CC, right? Not a subby or a person who's been watching people for a while, right? But I was new to the CC part of it, and all the dynamics of it. And I had to like stumble and Forrest Gump my way through it by myself, because I didn't have a help or support system that could tell me, certain things. And then at that time, I wasn't even under the realization that people will use your platform for fuckery. Like, they will use your platform to keep their fights going, or to weave you in a tail. Like, they'll do all kinds of fucking things. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Water Sniper? Peace in the LBC. What's good? What's going on with y'all on this Saturday afternoon? Man, just, kicking it, just having a little kickback over here, talking about the various things I've been seeing throughout these different sectors I've been moving around in. hmm People going to jail, or possibly gonna go to jail. Motherfuckers screaming off on each other. The history of some of these things is quite crazy, and just looking at all the different little movements, what I'm saying, the players, are whatever they call themselves, being, the YouTubians, the lifestyle of the YouTubians, those who are CCs, those who are followers, those who are subbies, and so on and so forth. Those who like to sit around and cause confusion and watch demise, or those who want to come because they feel like it's beneficial to some kind of way, support and uplift. And really, I think it's all disingenuous, to be honest. I there's not too many people, not too many genuine people. I think that there's quite a few people who just are just with the bullshit, right? They will never confess. They will never say that they were part of a thing. They will never say they were wrong. And then they'll come out here and jump on the Ho Chi Minh Trail with the rest of these motherfuckers and just beat the dead horse. Like, they'll be right there acting like they didn't do no fuckery to you. just right fucking there. And you know what? Shakim did mention this yesterday. He did mention Peeper again. I'm thinking, where the fuck is Peeper? You know what I'm saying? Look, let me tell you something. It's been a whirlwind tour with a mic in my hand. They've been on it. They've been, I mean, and you've seen quite a few things happen with me, like just the ups and downs of it. I'm just like, man, one can never ever like they they have painted a cold ass fucking picture, like they is straight up Rembrandts and Picasso's out this motherfucker. But if you're looking at the picture, or if you're looking at the painting and you fucking see what you see, then that's what you fucking see. Like, I can't change your mind, ain't trying to. But I do wonder where Peeper is. Like, he just did disappear, him, and it's been a couple other people who have just kind of like remove themselves. Now, I don't know if it's because their favorite CC has disappeared and so then they disappeared, or maybe they're in a skybox or whatever. But this will be the time people will probably pop out and say a few things and talk to a couple of things. But right now, it's just all fucking just much ado about nothing. If it ain't about a damn cooking show or them having a contest, it's about a hate train. If it ain't about a fucking hate train, then it's about somebody's personal life being played out on YouTube. It is the same old two-step, and it really hasn't changed. And it's going to shift, though. That we do know. 6 months from now, 5 months from now, even a month from now, tables are going to turn. Things are going to change. Allegiances are going to change. People's mindset is going to change. Some things are going to be okay, and some things are not going to be okay. It's just going to be the changing of the fucking, and their little groups, right, will change. Some people will get kicked out, some people will be initiated in, and all that stuff in between. But they're definitely going to have to be group thing, because that is the number one thing going when it comes to YouTube. The group think is something else, right? That's why I call them the black KKK. They are cliques, crews, and coats. Okay, they be clicked up, crewed up, and coated the fuck up. And you couldn't tell these hoes a fucking thing. Like, God Himself could touch down and tell these hoes something, and they would not believe it. So there's that. You sounded like Young Buck and Let Me when you said same old two-step, okay? Because it is, it's the 1 2 cha cha cha, 3 4 cha cha cha. And that's why I just be like, man, fuck it. But it is going to be interesting to see later on when certain people go live or stuff like that, how it's going to be. I ain't personally trying to be like, yeah, fuck this shit. Because I have supported quite a few people. And I'm kind of like where Room Shaker is with it. She's like, people, I support people. I come over, give you the click and view, drop down in your chat and stuff, and then I'll never see you in my shit. So what's the point of me even coming around? Like, you ain't really, doing nothing for my chat engagement or none of stuff. Why your ass up in the fucking clouds? Bitch, you up there, you might as well drop down and say whatever the hell you have to fucking say. Why you being a looky-loo? Why you over here trying to see what's happening when you could just literally be part of the conversation? And they will do that. They'll be in your crowds looky-looing or be on your replay, but the action itself for like is really from a very negative space, right? The action is to make you feel away, or the action is to somehow affect your numbers, or the actions affect the algorithm or whatever. Like, they are actively moving towards a very negative action towards you and your channel. So, me, I don't move like that. Like, I'm not actively trying to see anything crazy, crazy, crazy. And I will support like I do and have always done. And the only way I don't support is memberships. Like, I'll get a free membership, but you ain't got to worry about me being in your memberships, looky-looing for in your memberships to talk about anything that happened in your memberships. I don't care what you guys are talking about behind a paid wall, because you didn't have the courage to come out here and up front and say it, or you didn't have the courage to come and hit my link and say it in my fucking face. You didn't have the courage. You some weak ass hoes. And And when you do have the courage to say a fucking thing, it has to be a collective thing. Like it has to be a multitude of you to say one thing. Like, it's the Borg. One of 99, two of 99, three of 99. You three of 99 assholes. You know what I'm saying? Three for 99 cents ass bitches, that type of stuff. And so if you need to be behind a paywall talking shit, that's the best place for you to be. But for me, it will always be upfront. I will go live. And if I talk about a thing, it has to be this way because I'm not talking to you guys behind the scenes. You're not going to be able to DM me or message me or none of that stuff. The only way you can really have a conversation with me is through an email. And I don't even check those. Shit. You know how many emails I have? You motherfucking, they're just sitting there unread. You know what I mean? Like, I don't read the emails. The only time I go in that email is when I'm trying to like set a thing, like, or you have to tell me. Like you literally have to come in my life and say, hey, check your email. Then you would have to press the issue because I will say, okay, and don't even look at it. Like you have to press the issue with me. So, when that stuff with Rodney was happening, like last time Rodney was over there, an email came and I actually looked at that particular email, but it was something I had already seen, something that was already being stated. And it's still, to me, I feel like it didn't speak to the overall, what was really happening, but, it's neither here nor there when it comes to it because it was definitely going to go a certain way, and depending on who was spinning it or depending on who likes them or dislikes them or whatever, it was just gonna go away. And back to what I was saying initially, he put the nail in the coffin on his own because he literally confessed to or spoke to something now that he's saying doesn't exist or he didn't do. Shit, there can be an omission. Like, don't like if you didn't say a thing, you just fucking didn't say it. Like you should know yourself. To thine own self be true. The strongest thing is you knowing what you're capable of, what you could possibly do, your abilities, how you communicate, what is indicative to your language, right? How you speak and all that kind of stuff. You know yourself above all people. You know yourself. I know myself. So I know that like, there's certain things I would say and certain things I just wouldn't say. And even when I was, accused of using the B word, like you called me a B, I'm just thinking, well shit, but I quite possibly did because I know it'll be two ball B, split tail hole, B, bitch. What you smoking? You know what I'm saying? What's my favorite word? Bitch. It'll be a B. You might quite possibly be a B. And when I'm talking about these broads, when I'm talking about these hoes and any other things that goes, they end up being B's too. But it's just the conversation. It's the way I'm communicating, that's the way I fucking talk in general. But is it like a real personal B towards you? Nah, it's just a general B. But it could become a personal B. It could be a personal one. But if somebody said that to me, which that has happened in the past, you called me a B, I would have to be like, yeah, that sounds like something I would say. I'm not certain if I did say it or not. I'd have to go look at the live or can you play part of it right now or whatever. But just off the cuff, it's quite possible I did call you a B. Because that's the way I talk. Like, it has to make sense. And so you have to like understand who you are and how you are. And I don't know one who doesn't. Like if you've been stopping this earth long enough, you should know yourself. You should know your abilities and capabilities and stuff like that, But I was pretty excited last night because like I said, I was in the mafia sector and it was popping off over there. And then Shaquem had went live and I feel like somebody else was live because I haven't been keeping up with these other fucking lives. Like, I don't even know. It's not that I unsubscribe to anybody because, I am not a hater like in that way. I don't need to unsubscribe. Probably that's not the best way to say it. Okay, let me just say this. For the most part, I don't unsubscribe from people. But there has been some people I have unsubscribed from in the past. But for the most part, I normally just don't unsubscribe from somebody. I just ignore. It's like don't recommend or something like that. I keep on getting these texts. Yeah, so because I just know like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like taking away from or any of that stuff in this moment. If you feel a fucking way, I'm just like you feel that fucking way. Like it's not no big old thing. More people will be more actionary towards me than I would ever be actionary towards them. Because but for you to have an action or a reaction, like it has to be up underneath your skin a bit, something crawled up underneath your skin, and you got bothered. I say just to get unbothered by it because it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's gonna go the way it's gonna go. Let me put this in here. It's gonna go the way it's gonna go, and you ain't gonna be able to do shit about it. Uh, but it needs to go the way it's gonna go. It has to maneuver the way it's gonna fucking maneuver for things to either get swept away or for others to come in. Oh, okay. I'm getting all these texts and stuff, and it's throwing me off. To make room for other exciting adventures, or it's the changing of the guard. That's why I told Melanated, because remember Melanated, I told you like maybe a week ago. I was like, get ready. The change is happening again. It's like, and we can see it. We already know how it goes. Like we have been through enough scenarios to understand how things can be. And it's usually other people feeling away because they want to control your channel. They want to control what you dictate policy to you, how you respond. Then they turn into victims. They turn into Karens and Darrens and fucking all and Larrys and shit out in this motherfucker. And you know what I'm saying? They turn into all those fucking things. And then the narrative gets spun, however the narrative's gonna be spun, right? So there's that. But if you see it enough times, then you pretty much can see how the crowd is gonna go, or it becomes very predictable. Most people are more predictable than not. All you got to do is watch how they move with other people enough fucking times, and then how the stance they take in certain situations, then that will be the predictability of it all. And then you can pretty much surmise what they're going to do fucking next, how they're going to act, react, and then you just come out here and just do you, which I'll do the normal, which is me. And I'll be like, hi, speak, not say hi because I always do emojis, and then either you do or don't. Then if I feel the energy of it, I'm just like fuck it. Why do I keep on speaking to you, or why should I have to? You think I'm trying to kiss your ass speaking? No, I'm just being me. I'm doing what I normally do. And half the time, I don't know what your fucking problem is. Like, I don't have a problem with you, so I didn't even know you had a problem. But in your mind, somewhere up in your fucking mind, you're like, yeah, this bitch keep talking to me and I don't like her. Well, bitch, just say that. Why can't you say that? So I just won't talk to you. No, but you need that, like, you need that delusion to feel good about yourself and to make you need it right now. You need the delusion. You fucking need it. So hold on to all the fucking things that you need to hold on that will make you feel great again. You know what I'm saying? Like take Trump's slogan and be like, make you feel great again. Go with that fucking shit. Oh, and speaking of like on the political side, Candace Owens gave a debate the other day. And this shit, it was something else. Like she's been dropping all the clips from it. I caught some of the debate. It was like, how many people in there? It was like 70 plus K people up in that bitch. I was like, ooh wee. Candace ass is out here now. She has not touched on none of this shit with Officer Tatum. She ain't touched on none of this stuff with any, Nolan Wells, Carmelo Anthony, none of this stuff. She's just been straight up on that whole situation with, her friend, that he got shot, killed, right? But she has not been touching any of these other things. And I'm just thinking to myself, I wonder why she's not going there. Let me look at the person that she debated, because I know this dude, but I don't know him by name. Uh, I know his face. Let me see. Candace Owens debate. I know Candace asked because she a coon is a coon is a coon is a fucking coon. Yeah, Andrew Wilson. So they had it over at that dude. What is his podcast? Oh my god, because he PBD. Now the PBD podcast, he's the same dude that be interviewing the mob guys too, because he's had it. He had a show for a while where all the mobsters was coming over there as well. But yeah, she was over there. Let me see. It got 1.3 million views. 1.3 million views. These bitches could never. Don't say a fucking thing to me. Don't think you shit. Until you get 1.3 million views, shut the fuck up talking to me about a fucking thing. Gone with your delusions and your fucking grandiosities and all the things that you think that makes you a perfect person in this world and that you're above reproach. Re, you're above reproach. Because 1.3 million views. This is on PBD's podcast. And then Candace has been dropping stuff, and this happened 23 hours. She has 3.4 million views. Candace Owens versus Andrew Wilson, the great debate. Now she is rehashing the debate, playing it on her side, and she got 3.4 million views. Okay. I'm just like, look at this stuff. Okay. And anybody who's like talking about it on the cusp of it and that little, sphere that they're in, they're like at 291K, you know what I'm saying? 47K, like all the things, right? You know what I'm saying? The lowest one I've seen so far is 13K. This is crazy, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like she's a decent debater. You know what I mean? They don't want to let her complete a sentence. Now, I say fuck it, let them complete the sentence so you can get out what you have to say, because you ain't no telling what they're going to say. So if you're going to debate, if you're going to be a great debater, you do have to listen to the other person, because you really just don't know what the hell they're going to say. And it might be something that you can weaponize, if you will, or something that you can throw back in their face. But the only way you will know that is if you listen. You have to listen to the other side. But a lot of times people will want to jump on the point that the most glaring point that they're trying to fucking make. And then they'll cut themselves off, like they'll cut their nose to spite their face in that matter, like in that particular situation. So, hey, just go and let them say what they're going to say. So, I was watching that. And that's pretty much it. Like, I haven't done too much other than that. I've been kind of staying up out of, like, I have not been fucking with the beefing sector in that manner. Like, I know some things that are happening. Like, one would have to tell me to some extent. I've seen a couple of things, but I have been not interested, and I didn't get to see Rick Reed's live. I did see the title of his live. He was like, the beefing sector is boring or something, or is dead or whatever. Mm-mm. I mean, that is their sector. So they know if it's live and action oriented, packed or whatever. I think the most exciting thing that happened, if you would call it exciting, is that when YouTube cameras was over at MV's and having it out with Snoop Doggy Dogg, that's Snoop, Lady Snoop. And then, and shit, man, I wonder what kind of mic that is that DG has. He need to get that same fucking mic for YouTube cameras. But when Snoop had said she was gonna change that mic out, I was like, man, that literally put me down memory lane, because there was a person or people I was having a battle with, and that became their spiel too, right? Or their whatever. And it was like, yeah, I'm gonna get my mic. I'm gonna get my mic. But let me change out my mic. I'm like, you want to change out your mic? Like, the words that I'm saying are too much for you that you need to change out your mic. Hey, that boy Slick, what's up with you? Peace in the LBC. Long time no see. How you doing? How you doing? But yeah, they wanted to change the mic out on me a couple of times. And then I started using my Android, which I feel like the Android has a better mic. But it was a while, like it was for some while, like the StreamYard and the like the interface with the iPhone and StreamYard, it was just bad. Like the mic was not miking. And then I started doing it with the Android and it was better. But I had went through a couple of headsets and external mics and stuff to see if I can get better sound quality, and that just didn't work. Okay. Good, and been working out here in Mississippi. Oh man, it's going down in Mississippi with that Nolan Wells situation. Like it's ridiculous. And then Officer Tatum just recently got clowned by this white boy. Let me play this for you guys, because I seen this over at Willie D's, right? Let me go over. Let me just play this for y'all so y'all can hear this shit. Cause even those people are talking about Officer Tatum. Willie D. Let me play it real quick. This is the dude talking about Officer Tatum. Oh, let me go into the live. I was just playing it. Hold on one second. Where was the energy with Nancy Grace, Officer Tatum? Let's see, top nose, don't want to show back straight. No Wells mother. No, where's the one? This is like, no, let me see. Let me see. I was just looking at it. I can't find it because this is not it. This is not it. Okay, well, whenever I find it, I'll play it for you guys because, like, I was like, what? Let me see, Willie D. Let me put Officer Tatum. Because he's not an officer. I don't know what the hell he is. Because it just happened. Oh, here it is. Now, this has happened like 2 days ago, but listen to this real quick. This is the white boy talking about Tatum. Hold on. Here we go. Tell me if you guys hear it or not. Oh, shit. Nope. I gotta turn the volume up. Here we go. Hold on one second.
Here, who's getting served? You're doing exactly what I said you would do. You're doubling down. Why? Because it's your job. You see, you have an agenda. I do too, but ours is a little bit different. I want the truth. I care about the truth. If I'm wrong about something, I want someone to correct me. You will never say, my bad. You'll never say, I was wrong. I made a mistake. You will never do that. Because if you did do that, you'd lose your job. This is just like when Tony Lahren got fired from the Blaze because she said she was pro-choice. You cannot go against the narrative. And every time a white person hurts or unalives a black person, you're right there to clean up the mess. You're right there to spin things. And every single time you took the side of the white person, every time, because that's your job.
Let's stop right there, fam.
Okay, he was going in. He was like, every single time. You have to go, we can't hear it. Oh, you couldn't hear it? God dang. All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe, but can you hear me? I was like, shit. I don't know. Anyways, basically he was saying that every single time, just talking about Tatum, when a white person came after a black person or whatever, you took the side of the white person. You went along with the narrative. Why? Because that's your job. This is what you are bought and sold for. We can hear it. Okay. With that, you were bought and sold for that situation, right? You have a connection with TPUSA. You have connections with all these right wingers. You have connections all this type of way. So, you know what I'm saying? The boy he went in on his ass, So I was watching that and I shared it on my wall. So if you guys want to go to my wall, I think it's on my wall. Yeah, I put it on my wall. Because I'm an Officer Tatum. Because I know I did. Let me go. Go. Oh, I put the yeah, it's right here. So Nolan Wells, this is why people are saying Bart did it. And no, I'll put this down here. But you know Candace Owens ain't gonna touch that. She is not gonna touch it right now because she is so stuck on that scenario. But any other time she'd have been right there. She'd have been right there doing the same thing that Tatum is doing. Can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. That's why, like, when this stuff be happening, but he was right, right? Because there's a narrative. Like, when narratives get spun, if you go against the grain or go against the narrative, it's going to be problematic. People are going to have a problem with you. They're going to be like, oh, no, you can't do that. That's why Vibrant went through what she went through the other day. Now, I don't know where Vibrant is today, and she's ain't no telling, she's probably in somebody's chat, just being the mod that she is, the best mod she could possibly be. You know what I mean? But that's why she went through whatever she went through yesterday. And I meant to ask her when she was over here because I think I was thrown back by the conversation in and of itself, but I should have asked the question, right? I feel like there's a part that's imperative to be asking, like, are you upset more so because a person that you trusted yelled at you, or the mod stick was taken away? Because there has been things that happened in the past, but there's not much said. Like, is it going to like quell your voice or whatever? Like, I don't know, but I still kind of believe that they're going to give it to her. Now people will be like, oh, there's naivete to this. Like, you're being very naive, sincere, and believing that they're going to give her back her mod stick. But I want to keep hope alive for the situation because, truthfully, you know what I'm saying? That would be the best move for you to make. Give her the mod stick back, blame it on her, like make it be like, oh, I would never do that to you. It was like accident or whatever. Make up your fucking excuse, one that's as plausible. Matter of fact, you don't even have to come up with a real fucking excuse for it. You know what I mean? Because people will forgive you. You are like the darlings and shit, so you'll be forgiven. Give her the mod stick, and then fucking berate my ass to fucking death or whatever. That would be the best fucking move to make. You'll still have all the people who hate. You'll have all the people, and then, she'll have her mod stick back. But we will fucking see because pretty much we kind of move within the same fucking group of people. And you're gonna come across vibrant, so I don't know if you're gonna just like give her the fucking, the 1-2s that you give other people, the snubbery of it all, act like you don't see her, and then she's typing in the chat and adding to the chat engagement. Then you're gonna fucking act like you don't see those fucking comments and shit, and only pick out your selected people that you like and shit, that you're gonna read their shit and stuff like that. I don't know if you're gonna treat her that way. If it's gonna be some kind of other problematic situation, but I probably not. I really don't think that's going to happen either. I think what's going to happen is that everybody's going to act like a thing isn't a thing. There's nothing to see here. And then there'll be a light touching, if any kind of touching on the fucking matter. And then it's going to be blown the fuck over like it never happened. But I do want to say there is one correction because Shakim has said something about seeing something happen over at Big Rigs. And I was thinking, I don't think it happened at Big Rigs. I think it happened at John's. And where the hell John been? Because I have not seen him go live. I haven't seen him in a while, but I know Be Easy has been live, and of course we do know Big Rig had been live, but I haven't seen John go live in a long time. He has not. I don't know if he disappeared. He ain't nowhere to be found. I don't know where he at, but I think Rakim was talking about what happened over at John's live, not Big Rigs. Because I had to really think about that. Like, what? In regards to me and Bobby, because there was a communication, but I believe it happened over at John's. It was a couple of lives that went down because these things moved from one place to another place to another place and then circled its way back, and then it just died down because I stepped away from it. I have forgot about it. hmm I know she took her ass over to Lemons and was like, bouncing around in Lemons chat. So it's wherever. And a lot of times when they'll go to Lemons or somewhere else, it's because they're hoping that that particular CC might say something to them about the situation, and then they can come with their rendition of all things Karen, or all things Darren, or how things were just done, just in this really fucked up way towards them. I'm not going to do it though. I am not going to go through the all things Karen and Darren. I'm not going to be hitting your link to say anything about that. If I fucking do hit the link, it's just going to be a rare appearance. Now, I didn't see that Shakim had dropped his link, but I would have hit his link last night. But again, like I said, I was over in the mafia sector. Citrus and pizzas. Oh, is that where she went? She went to she went over to pizzas too. Yeah, that's why I say, like, with Bobby, there's some things that are calculating with Bobby, but I don't know, because like I couldn't just like, I had to go by my experience with her. Now, other people have seen things, supposedly this is what has been stated. I don't fucking know. Like I just know my experience with Bobby. Because I it would have to be like, you personally did something to me, or I had a personal engagement with you. It's not going to be around or fashioned or designed around other people's thought process about you or feeling of you. Like, it would have to be you literally, like, we had an engagement. So I have always been like, when it comes to Bobby, I would speak to her and stuff like that, and I never, I don't know. I don't know, but people will say things, I'm saying, like, but it's like par for the course. The way I say it is like par for the course. Somebody will come in the chat, say a fucking thing, or maybe have this, that, and other, and it's usually like, to me, it's nothing much ado about nothing, because they might have had a personal engagement, and everybody's not created equal when it comes to these things. And it might not even be fair. Everything's not created equal, and everything's not going to be fucking fair. This person, you might have had it out with another person, and a person could take that person's side. So I never know when it came to Bobby, but I've always been like friendly to her in that manner. And she's even coming over here, so how things turned out with that is just kind of, odd. It just flipped, but okay. 'Cause I'm not going to kiss your ass about it, because quite a few of you women on this app, not for nothing, there are men that you like, and men that you get like emotionally caught up with, and then maybe you're hoping something for a little bit more with these men, or what I'm saying, you'll say and paint it in a fashion that, oh, that's my buddy and stuff like that. But a lot of times they're hoping and wanting a little bit more from these men folk, and they want somebody to flirt with, or what I'm saying. And when it comes to the men, there are a lot of women that will pour into these men if they play the game right with these women. They can be a cold piece on top of their head. You know what I'm saying? They can just get all the monies out of them. I've seen a few men on this app do it. They'll talk to them behind the scenes. They'll be DMing them. They'll bring them into the so-called inner sanctum. They'll be out here, calling them baby and stuff, and saying little things and teasing them and all the things. And those women need that. They need the sense of being the belonging, and also being flirted and to, like, and they need those type of things. They need that extra, oomph, if you will. They need validation of sorts. So they will play on these women. And so, but I haven't seen that when it comes to these particular group of men, right? But I do know that there's women that want to be in their presence. And that is glaring, right? That is a glaring situation there. Like, Stevie Wonder can see that. Ray Charles can see it. I think even they probably fucking see it, but they're just not going to say anything about it, because I don't think that that's their intention. That is not what they're really actually trying to do, right? They're not trying to like get involved with these women like that, but they can play the game if they want to. So I think the case with Bobby was, is that, what I'm saying, though she has painted it as such as a friendship, the way she was reacting was that of a woman that had been rejected. And so I was like, okay, if he's not returning your calls and stuff, and the way you're bringing it up, it sounds like you got rejected by him in some way. But he's saying that, hey, my intentions wasn't this way or that way. So I'm just like, whatever. I haven't seen her since then. I don't know if she's going to pop up. I would think that this would be the time for her to pop up and come back around, because the tides are moving where she's being used in a way as how, like, she's been like she's been mistreated some type of way. So this is a good time for her to make a comeback, like for her to come back and be like, oh yeah, and jump on the bandwagon and do whatever she needs to do. So maybe she will pop up. Maybe we'll see her in the next lives or to be continued lives. Now, me, I'm not going to be like for. I think for all intents and purposes, I'll share people out, and but my mindset is not around certain things. Like I have moved around and I'm like in different sectors checking out their scenarios. And I've been more engaged and engrossed over there than I have anywhere else. Now, do I know about stuff that's happening in this sector or that sector? Yeah. And also in celebrity news. Oh, did you guys hear Remy Ma's new song? Now I posted it on my wall. She is literally coming at Clarissa Shields like she is not fucking playing. She's letting it be known that you are trying to be a copycat of me. You trying to have all my seconds. You know what I'm saying? I think she called her Clarence. It was just a whole effing thing. I was like, well, what can one say to it? What can one say to it? Because you out here on Cam Newton's, you talking and mentioning me, you trying to act like you ain't married, messing with a married man, like all the things. So I felt like it's about time to some extent that Remy spoke to it in a way. But I don't even know why she really took. Okay, look, I see it two ways. It's a long time coming for her to speak to it, but at the same time, she really didn't have to speak to the situation. Because why even speak to it? Like, you're doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing your thing. You have moved forward. You're getting the bag. You out here glowing up. Like, fuck it. Let this broad say whatever she needs to say, whatever, because she's saying these things and she keeps coming in from the space and speaking to these things because she has to validate herself and she has to feel good about the decision she has made with this married man and all these lies that she has told. But I can't say her wigs are getting better. One thing I could say about Clarissa Shields, whoever's doing her hair right now, the wigs are getting better. You know what I mean? But that in itself is like, you know what I'm saying? The $8 million and all that stuff. Like, where is the check? Where is the monies? Like, where really is the $8 million? Like, what's really happening? Then she out in ATL talking about the ATLians and stuff like that, feeling some type of way. Everything is just on candid camera. Like, it's a whole fucking thing. It is a whole fucking thing. But I had to really post that. I was like, let me put this on my wall because Remy Ma is a effing fool for this one. She is not playing. But I felt her on it. You know what I'm saying? Bras be feeling away. They be fucking feeling away. Is this I'm that messy?
Hey girl, how you
Hey,
doing?
good. How you doing? Hey, did you see Remy Ma's
Girl,
song?
that's why I clicked the link. No, I didn't see the song, but did you hear Clarissa got to lose 30 pounds uh to fight somebody coming up?
Yeah, she is literally
It's a-
trying to lose 30 pounds. I'm like, is she gonna make it through
Girl,
the fight? I'm like, this girl
all
gonna
her
make
little
it through the fight.
femininity gonna be gone. Okay.
She look like a man right now, though.
With the femininity. So imagine when she dropped that 30 pounds, she gonna be muscly again. Oh my gosh. I'm like,
Right.
oh bitch, you traveling backwards. But I guess she gotta get her ass small in order to fight some bitches because ain't nobody as big as her. Girl, anyway. And you know she messy as fuck. Okay. I clicked the link because you was talking about Clarissa. But remember a couple of months ago, I had told you she was at the Zeus shit at that fight in Detroit and was telling Lemmy that Summers was with her, so ain't nobody gonna touch her. Saida, hey girl, can you hear me? Okay, okay, yes, I will hold on. I did see that girl. Anyway, but yes, it's a pure mess with Clarissa. Hey Chad, how's everybody doing? I just got up, so you know how that is. Okay. It's melanated, vibrant. Dr. Sophie,
No,
you are in
vibrant,
the chat.
vibrant, Vibrant is not here, but yeah, I remember when you was telling me about that because that was what is that group? What is that?
That was the baddies in the Zeus
Yeah, the
network. Cause
baddies and the Zeus. Yeah, I remember that.
uh-huh. Okay.
Crazy.
So the girl she was pretty much protecting Summer from, she's training her now to fight Taseki, Krishan's sister. They about to have a
Oh,
fight sometime this month on the network. Okay, like a level up match, boxing match, Taseki and Big Lex. Okay,
what? Let's
but to
see.
get even messier than that, I believe Clarissa might be helping out Krishan, but she done said she want to fight Taseki. She wants to fight Taseki, and I seen Taseki like, I don't want to fight you. But I said after she lose that 30 pounds, Taseki gonna be like, yeah, come on, bitch, I'm ready.
This shit, like I can with Clarissa. Did you see her on Cam Newton's? That shit was ridiculous. I
Girl.
was like, oh, you cannot make this shit up. Why is this happening? Oh, but shame and the scandal. Look, I'm glad you're here because, like, where have you been? You've been gone.
Girl, it's summertime, bitch. I'm outside. My kids is home. I got all type of shit to do. I told you I got grandkids, all type of shit, girl.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
You're doing your damn thing. But now that I got you here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Vibrant ain't here right now, and I don't think it's the. I think it's like maybe three of us here, right? But we just talking, right? How we normally doing shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did you check out any of that shit that happened over at the hood tables? I'm just asking you because
Girl. I was there, and then when I came back, I I was paying attention, but it's like I ain't being messy or nothing, but more than the few times I have seen choreo in the last few weeks. Only thing she always say is, "Oh, I don't know. I wasn't here. I didn't see that." So because she didn't see that or she wasn't here doesn't mean it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So the shit with Rodney, it's everything. She never knows anything. And then she starts saying, I don't, how do you give a commentary on something you didn't see? That doesn't make sense to me. So I was like, ooh, she's sounding crazy. Okay.
I was like, now
What the fuck?
from what you saw though, just on all honesty, right?
Yes.
Did it seem like I was trying to be confrontational with them broads at all, like the ladies?
No, girl, but they wanted to get at you about what you said about people talking in the background. Okay. But they said it. You said we seen them say it. She said, "Oh, like I'll tell you in the background." She said she seen that, and then you have a right to be like, okay, because if it was opposite, they would have assumed the same thing.
Yeah, but
Especially the grannies. The granny sounded one. No, let me stop.
but I literally was trying to like have a peaceful engagement. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to have a battle with you, but
No.
they took Vibrant's fucking mod stick.
What? Out of all the hell vibrant the bitch through all these people, girl.
They took Vibrant's mod stick because Vibrant was in the chat, and apparently I don't know what Vibrant was saying in there. I just like,
Yeah, I heard them mention that. And like you said, they should have asked you. Don't wait for days later to be talk about y'all was talking about something. That
yeah,
was
I have
crazy.
to recall like some of the stuff, but I do know what sounds like me. And I'm just like, are you trying to make like what are you trying to get from me? Did it seem like and just tell me because I just
Like
want
it seemed like they was trying to say you and Vibrant was in her chat talking shit about them or something like that. That's what I was like, or that's what I got from that part.
yeah, and did it seem like that they wanted some apology of some sort from me or something like that? I was just it's because they were saying that well, Corio's like, this is my problem with you, or something to the nature of like, I don't hold accountability. And I'm like, accountability for what? What am I? What do I have to be accountable for? Like, I'm confused by this.
But
What's
then
the
she swung it all the way around to you, the first person that told me my voice sounded okay, so I know you a sweet person. So what the fuck's the problem?
girl? That was like a weird ass live, and I was just like, this is really fucking crazy. But it's gonna be kind of like it's gonna be interesting to see down the road because we kind of all kind of move in the same realms or whatever. And but I just was like, this is if he felt away, how come you just didn't say it a long time ago? I
Right, because
weird.
Corio's been to your channel. I've been in many chats with her. And I understand people take breaks and this, that, and the other, or whatever the case may be. But, being rational or whatever the case may be, you said, I'm going to talk to you in the background about that. Why you salty? You
It's
know what I'm
weird.
saying?
Like, it's weird because you've been around my channel for a long time. And
Yes.
let's just say, out of all the different little battles I've had with people for whatever the reasons are, like, did I kick all this shit off with all these people, or was it me defending myself from scenarios? Like, if you could just be
Girl.
real about it, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I know you're going to tell me the truth about it, right? Because I can get it just as much as the next person if I'm with the fuckery.
Girl, I think what happens is people might not like what you say, and that's a they problem, not you. And I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people don't like to hear the truth, Saida.
Man,
Unfortunately, and people get upset with you when you strike your live, and you might start talking or someone else start talking, but they don't like the truth because for the most part, you are not beef sector, right? But
right.
beef sector, they cooking lies. They sit there and stir lies and chop up more bullshit and add to the stew, right? So when a bitch like you come through, you're like, oh no, wait a minute, let's see what happened. Oh, if that really had happened, well, ask Google for the timestamps and get your motherfucking evidence if that's what's happening. See, bitches don't like the truth.
Man, and I didn't know because like Shakim came and told me, right? Because like Shakim watches the chat, but I have learned not to watch the chat. Like if I'm up there and trying to have a real conversation with a person, I'm not really watching the chat. But it just so happened that I had to go into my other phone, and so I caught a glimpse of like my phone. I was on my iPhone, so I had to change to my Android, and so when I did that, I caught like a little bit of glimpse of the chat, and I seen that Vibrant had stated that the conversation we were having was about Bobby, and then I seen that Coyotes dude and this other AK person that just they have begun for me saying some shit about me, right? And I was like, what? And so I just dismissed it and went on. So I didn't see anything past that, right?
Right.
But apparently, Max had dropped down in the chat and she was on the fucking Ho Chi Minh Trail. Now, I tried to give Max the benefit of the doubt, right? I tried to say, okay, maybe she really, really, really think a thing happened and, eventually she'll come to her senses and just come with that real. But no, I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, but the whole time in my mind, I'm thinking, man, this is a setup if I ever seen one before. And you really is aligned with these people, like talking about the, Payless Pump Roman and all them. Because when I think about the actions prior to the situation, right, where they was like trying to like corner me or have this conversation with me, it was her and K Fit. The first conversation,
Saida,
huh?
I'm getting a call. Give me a
Okay,
drop me and I will be back, okay?
okay, wait, hold on 1 second. Let me drop you. Remove from stage. Oh my God. It was like, okay, well, ooh, she dropped. Okay, good. I don't think it's gonna be an issue. But yeah, it's like I'm gonna ask this stuff from like a point of view that is that, because I'm not messy is gonna say what it is, because she be getting the flack in these chats when she speak to these certain things or situations that people be putting down and they be feeling away. But shit, I can get it just as much as anybody else can get it from her about my movements and stuff. So I'm just asking from a very like honest space, because I already know what time it is in certain instances. But to speak to what I was saying, I was like, wait, taken aback, because if I look at the fucking movements and I look at the different little communications that were happening before, and you have to have communication with me openly. So unless the fucking videos have been on private, they're there for you to see, right? And then the next thing you know, you see the roundabout that happened over there at Room Shakers, and then all this other things. I'm just like, shit don't add up. Like it adds up to you had already aligned yourself a certain way, and then this is the this is the acceptable sacrifice, if you will, or the acceptable narrative to be part of this particular crew or clique or whatever. And I mean, I'm moving that way with folks. Like I'm not gonna just put you out in the limelight or whatever to be getting along with folks. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, but Vibrant was really hurt by that situation. I was like, I mean, I don't say she was really hurt, but she was taken aback by the situation a little bit. Because to say hurt would probably be the wrong word to use, but it was a little bit shocking to her. And I will, because like I have in the past, I have came out here and I have like, spoken on Vibrant's behalf or say, hey, I don't see it that way. Vibrant's being vibrant. But Vibrant, for the most part, when she be in these chats, they'll be saying all kinds of stuff and doing all kinds of things, and she really don't have too much to say when it comes to me. You know what I mean? Like I just be like, okay, well, she know what time it is because she been around long enough to know what time it is. But she mods for a lot of people, and so she is keeping it copacetic. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, she's keeping it copacetic for the situation, and so and they all have their views. They have their right to say whatever they want to say. Hurt is the wrong word. Yeah, definitely hurt is the wrong word because she's not hurt by it. Because I mean, I don't think that's the proper word to use, but she was taken aback by it. You know what I'm saying? But I say, shit, you can't be taken aback by nothing these hosts do. Am I surprised about any of things, any of these things that these people do? Hell the fuck no. Because, like, I didn't see them all do it all. The lineup is serious. You know what I'm saying? The lineup is fucking serious. I just be like, fuck this shit. This is some crazy ass shit. Oh shit. But yeah, they took her mod stick on that messy.
Girl, it's all right. It ain't like she had to do too much over there anyway. Shit.
I feel like they could swing it around, give her back the mod stick, and then just put the shit all on me.
You know, a lot of people use other people to get at you. Stop. We know that already. Whether it's vibrant. Remember that night when all that shit cracked off with Bobby? I clicked that link and told her, don't be coming up here using me as an excuse to get at you or whatever. Or some motherfuckers use Shaquem. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers, girl, stop.
Oh, they tried to use Bobby again. Like this time they were
Girl,
coming from the place
are they
of
her
how
friends? Are they her friends or what's going on? I don't know and really still don't care, but I did hear them mention Bobby. So I'm
all of
like,
a
so
sudden I just
are
all of a
they her
sudden
friends and they mad at you because you checked her ass?
no, they didn't. They don't even feel that way about Bobby. So I was like,
So why bring her up?
why?
Not like that. I'm being messy. Let me shut the fuck up, girl, and go on mute. Okay.
Yeah, but no, it didn't make sense. But I think it was all the things in the kitchen sink just being thrown and stuff at me. And I was like, what? I'm over here trying to actually maybe have a conversation woman to woman with you. But like, when I raised my voice, or it seemed like I raised my voice, or at least I was trying to get her attention, it's because she was like yelling at me. She was like, I don't care. Da, da, da. I'm like, oh, like, do we have to be upset like that? Like, what's the problem? It was just odd. That whole thing was odd. And then when Corey Lover said that Kyle's wasn't out here doing all these fucking things, putting me on his wall and shit left and right, I was like, oh man, you never saw.
Girl, Chlorio have said that the last 5 lives where she's been at Hood Tables live is she's been gone. She don't know what happened. She hadn't been around and she didn't see this. Most of the shit that from Rodney on everything, she ain't seen nothing. Only thing she seen was last thing she saw was the Lemon and Shaquem fall out, and that was years ago. Girl,
Well, they definitely don't like Ronnie. Like, I don't know what Ronnie actually
I
did.
want to say they had a fight. She was one of Rodney's first fights.
Oh,
She was one of Rodney's first fights, honestly. So like I remember when Rodney came around, he seemed like he appeared more at like Jay Wilson's where they be over there dragging bitches. You hear me? They said he was a mom for Kimmy. Possibly I wasn't fucking with Kimmy at that time, so I don't know.
yeah.
And he done swung all the way around to wherever he is, and this, that, and the other, and far. And I always was putting in the chat when Rodney was around. He said that I had a camera slip on QB. That bitch is a motherfucking lie. Rodney don't like me because I asked him, why do you have to have a mod stick at Lemons knowing they treat you like shit and you keep going back? Remember he hit the link talking about, I'm that messy bitch. Anybody want respect. Well, if you want respect, why you keep wanting to go back over there, bitch? Because they ain't giving it to you. Make that make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh, and
some of these people, girl.
look, and speaking of, did you see? Okay, look, I saw this over at Shakim's because he played a clip, but Pills was up there, Pillsbury, and oh my god,
Ratchet and all them niggas.
with the rat.
Ratchet. Yeah, about Suddy.
Oh yeah, but I didn't see that Ratchet was up there. Ratchet was up there too.
Girl, Ratchet was up over there. And you know, Ivy, all his titles got Ratchet name in it now.
Yeah, because he cloud chasing Ratchet at this point. Like,
Child.
him,
He don't want him to come over here. And like he said, I ain't coming over here, nigga. Fuck wrong with you. Okay.
Ratchet said, Ratchet a fucking fool. He's like, I ain't coming over here, nigga. Ah!
Uh,
But it's a cloud chase because you know when it comes to envy, he gonna fucking put your name in the title. He gonna run with it. He gonna get on the bandwagon of all the fucking bandwagons and shit. And then next thing you know, all kinds of shit is gonna be spilled. And it don't matter if it's the fucking truth or not. And but I like RNY. I do like her. But I just don't understand why she be going along with some of that shit when it comes to envy because he does have a history, but she hanging in there. Like, you know, like they are coming up on I guess a year anniversary or something of sorts of them being together.
now,
I
now
mean,
let me ask you this about them.
mm,
I seen on Shakim's. He mentioned something that RNY had mentioned something about some dick, right?
yeah, you know,
And
she put
then
a post.
I seen on Envy's channel, he had a picture of some thick chick, whatever, thighs, and this, that, and the other. What the fuck's going on?
I don't know. He had a
Girl.
picture of a broad up there.
Say like, you know, like his community wall or something like
Yeah,
this, that, and the other, you know what I'm saying? It was enough. He was talking to Mia and dragons at 3 a.m. and all that type of bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I don't know because
But now she talking about dick. I don't know. I don't know.
how long do you think? I mean, I don't know how long this thing has lasted a little bit longer than what I thought would last. I don't know how long this scenario is going to go on between her and Envy because you know she's like, you know, she's lost some weight. She's out here feeling good about herself, doing her fucking thing and stuff like that. Like, you know, and it's summertime, or at least it's gonna be going into the fall, and there's niggas everywhere. They was like fucking buses and shit. They like goddamn planes and shit. You know what I'm saying? They trains, planes, and automobiles. These niggas is like she literally could step out her front door and say, "Here, dicky, 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 dicky," and they should be falling out the fucking sky for her ass. Even if she's a big girl, you know what I'm saying? Because I know plenty of big girls that, you know what I'm saying, they come out here and all kinds of, you know, niggas be on their ass, you know. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't understand, like, so it makes me think in a lot of ways that maybe the RNY envy thing is just like a script of some sort. The shit can't be real.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
tell you
think
what it is. So you know they say YouTube is the new dating app. So she played with that nigga till she's comfortable and this, that, and the other. But now she's ready to go spread them wide. Let's go.
you think she's ready to leave the scenario with him?
No, she could probably still play it because it's online or whatever the case may be, and do whatever she want to do in real life. You.
Yeah, and that would never come out unless she come out here and spew it and say something to
Mm-mm.
it. Well, did you see the whole battle that happened between Snoop, YouTube cameras, and DG?
Girl, some of it. I could. Anytime DG come out, you know YTC about to come out mad as fuck because she don't want him talking about nothing about her, right? Or
Yeah.
nobody talking about her. So she been on fire because Snoop been talking about her. But I can't, after so long of listening to Snoop voice, I can't do it, baby. Shit. So I didn't get to hear all the drags and all this, that, and the other. But you know what I'm saying? I know Snoop said that he told her that that he messed with her. And the only thing I'm gonna touch on is before all the merge and then this, that, and the other. I'm gonna say I know for a fact Snoop was over there with them niggas. You hear me?
Yeah, she was. Hey, Vibrant. Hey, James. What's going on with you? Yeah, because like when you think about Snoop's platform, she built a lot of stuff off of the Mo 3 sector and Mo 3 sector scenarios and shenanigans. There was a time when they all seemingly seemed to get along. And now to date, it's really bad. But, you know, I didn't know that she was out here speaking on YouTube cameras like that. I know she had said some things in the past, but I didn't know it was even recent enough to the point where YouTube cameras will be out here like screaming off on her, and YouTube cameras was not playing. She was like, bitch this, bitch that, and why you all up in my pussy? You're a weird ass bitch. And I mean, it was crazy. And then DG had hit the link, and DG, he got the mic in,
Mm.
and DG was, calling her all kinds of bitches. And then Lady Nico's supposedly sent Zaro to get Snoop down because what I'm saying, they felt like it was bad that DG was having a conversation with Snoop because Snoop is a woman. And I was like, well, Snoop did, like, I don't
Girl,
know.
them niggas talk to see Snoop when she get to talk to them niggas like blood and this, that, and the other. Girl, they think that bitch is one of the homies. You hear me? So I wouldn't be surprised if that nigga didn't tell that bitch. I'm just saying, Snoop is that type of chick that them niggas probably talk to like a nigga. Because you know what I'm saying? Ain't no
Yeah,
telling what have been discussed over there with her and this, that, and the other. And yes, regardless if it was years ago, I'm just saying I know for a fact. We all know because remember she was trying to say they about to come over and take over.
yeah, she was saying that. She was saying that. And
You know what I'm saying?
it's like, it's like what kind of the end of the part of history, the side of history that you're on. Like, there is a history here and people do understand, but I didn't know that YouTube cameras and her was having it out most recently. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't
I
even know.
didn't even know that either. Last time I had seen her, it seemed like she was bitching out Lemon, wasting her breath or something. And now it was that. So that just tells me she stayed behind the scenes doing something with somebody, right?
They all talking behind the scenes. Well, not all, but a greater amount of these people are behind the scenes having these conversations and stuff, and then it spews out in a way, and you could tell this stuff is happening because they're literally like giving like context clues or blues clues to the situation. And I'm just like, come on now, it is what it is. Like, you guys talk behind the scenes, and there's narratives being spun, and maybe your friend got their feelings hurt and you're trying to make them feel better or whatever, but you guys are doing this stuff. And I don't know if it's for, I don't know, content or views or whatever, but it is literally happening and is literally taking place. So why can't you just admit to that part of it? Like, just admit to that shit. Because, like, for me, it's different. You'd have to literally come, I have to come to your live, or you're gonna have to come to my live. I'm gonna have to hit your link, or you're gonna have to hit my link. Like, it's gonna be up front. It's gonna be in the fucking open. That might be hard for some people to believe, but you could pretty much see that that is very truthful because even half the time my mods and stuff don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, like, what? When did this happen? Or da 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 da. Well, they don't know because the shit ain't happening between us behind no fucking scenes. But you guys are having behind the scenes conversations, and then some of you guys are fucking running plays. Oh, did you see Mink? Did you get to see?
No. What is going
Girl,
on with her?
she got beat up. Now, she said she got hit by a car, but some people are speculating that somebody, snuck her or beat her up. And apparently, like, 20 plus of her ribs are messed up or whatever. She went
Do
live.
we even have 20 plus ribs? What?
I think it's 24. Is it
I
24?
don't know. Oh yeah, front and back. I don't know. But wait a minute.
Huh?
You said wait. You said she said she got hit by a car,
Well, that was the first narrative that was going. I don't know how true or not, but
but she's really hurt.
well, she's in the hospital and she has a black eye. Like, it's a deep black eye. I don't know how long it's gonna take for that to fucking
God
heal.
damn.
But she came up and she was having a live, or she was on a panel. No, she was having a live at the hospital. I'm thinking, like, if your ribs are fucked up and you've been hit by a car and your face is all messed up and stuff, why are you holding a live? You should be off of that good shit that they fucking pumping into your system,
Girl.
eating and watching some shows or something, or just healing, letting your body heal. But
Yeah, trying to figure out how did you get here and what the you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but and then they had a clip that they, well, not a clip, but like a sound, audio, right, of her in the midst of when that happened. It's a two black eyes, one more than the other. Like, well, it looked like one giant black eye to me, but she just
Shut up. So you saying it's traveling across the nose and it's just one big ass black eye?
damn near
That's
like
not funny, but god damn.
dot her up and try to turn into a fucking raccoon. But like, you get to see, like, I didn't know. Now, when you look at Mink and Mink goes live, she still has a lot of people like that support her, that be in her live and stuff, whether it's hate
Yeah,
watch or
she
whatever.
definitely got a mob.
Yeah, she got her the mobsters or whatever. And I don't see like it's really affecting her numbers or whatever, but you do see all these people coming out and they don't seem to like her, you know what I'm saying, or have a problem with her, but not enough to affect her channel. You know, they might have their views and points and stuff like that, but they not really just, I feel like they're not like hating on her, you know, hating on her.
Minks like lemon.
You say Mink is like lemon, like okay, they be there
Like
for
far as the channel, you know what I'm saying? It's probably
yeah.
half and half. So much supporters, so many haters could stay in there. They shit talkers and people in there arguing.
Well, you know, she was live on Discord when it happened. Oh, she was live on Discord when it happened. So did she get hit by a car or did she get bing binged up? I mean, like, I don't know why that would be happening. The last thing I knew when it came to me, that she had all that stuff going on with Sean G. Then from that situation with Sean G, she had got into it with Book and all the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? They all fell out, DG and all them, they all fell out. And then now it's this situation. But I do see people out here that don't really believe the hype and they kind of be, you know, reveling a little bit on her situation. I'm just like, what in the fuck? Go away. What do you want? You might as well just go on away. Let me
Girl,
just
did you see that
let me just
streamer? She was driving somewhere and ended up having an accident and killed somebody. And
no,
it was all live recorded and shit.
no, she oh wow. I heard about it. I think I know what you're talking about. But she
Girl,
got
it was two of them within a week. So it was two different bitches had caused two deadly accidents. But I think the bitches
streaming.
was being charged.
Yeah, you know, like this stuff is getting bad. I
I
think
mean,
it's
how many people have to lose their job behind TikTok and you still see people posting videos and shit, talking about their social media and all this, that, and the other. It's just like crazy, isn't it?
I think it's bad. Like, you know, I think it's become like this whole thing where it's like whatever you would do for a Klondike bar on this
Yeah.
app.
I
And
would never get online and show no black eyes or no I'm in no hospital and this, that, and the other because if I do have ops out there, they know at some point or sometime when I go home that I'm weak.
they
You know
gonna
what I'm saying?
she should be recuperating. Like she could have just disappeared for a while.
The world is small, bitch. They could send a nurse in. No, I'm just playing.
But you know, 88 in them was calling the different hospitals, and then I found out that MHB was calling the hospital too. I'm like, God dang, they trying to track her down in the hospital. Like it's for me, it's
So they
never
pulling a Catherine on her.
man. And what happened to Catherine? It's like Catherine just disappeared. I got Klondike bars in the freezer right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I was hoping Catherine was gonna get something on her AdSense check, but I don't even think she had been monetized long enough for the last maybe this 21st she got something, but I don't know if she been going live like that, you know? Last thing I heard her she talking about she was doing a book or some shit.
Well, she had her moment because you know they were all there for the fuckery, you know, and just to fucking berate her and make her out to be crazy, and she might quite possibly be crazy, but you know what I'm saying? They were there for the whole little story,
But she crazy enough she didn't have that live on the channel that she gonna function.
okay, I
The,
mean,
the the one with all them hours when all them people came and watched that. She remember she was saying she was trying to merge it with this channel so she can. Speaking of channel, I have been seeing clips and shit about like next year you're gonna have to have X amount of numbers
like
and
8,000 viewing hours and all kinds of
so
stuff.
I think it's now 4,000. They want it to be 8,000. And
Yeah.
I think right now it's at 500 subscribers. They want it back to the 1,000 and
Yeah,
all
they're
that
gonna
type of
make them
stuff.
work for they're gonna make people work for the situation. Like, and a lot of stuff had changed. Like, that's why I can't get memberships because something had changed in the policy to where, however, my channel with the music and stuff, it's like it doesn't allow for me to have the memberships, but other people got grandfathered in, so they're able to have the fucking memberships and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't get the memberships, which is fine because I probably wouldn't do a fucking membership live fucking anyways. But quite a few people use the membership lives to go behind the scenes and talk about people and of
Or
course they're
move around and have the private stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna get money for it. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna
Yeah,
get the money and stuff like that. And I mean, they a lot of them been here for a long fucking time, and that's how they've been moving. So half these people, I don't even know what they're doing because they're doing stuff behind the membership lives. And so, far as I could know, as far as I could tell, is that I ain't seen you. You ain't been lying, but I don't know what the hell where you been and none of that stuff. Hey, have you seen People of Game anywhere?
I have not seen him recently.
Why do you think he disappeared? Like he's just gone.
I think he out being a fuck nigga.
Yeah,
Cause I don't see him all the time like that. And
yeah.
then, it's hit and miss. You know what I'm saying? And
I haven't
yeah,
seen him. Or and then like Candy, she disappeared after she went over there and pumped Lemon's ass up and turned him into an inflatable balloon. I haven't seen her go live or nothing, like, or at least come out here and be on her fuckery. I guess she went back into her life with her man or whatever. And
yeah.
but certain people have just kind of disappeared. And I'm just thinking like, man, this is the same old fucking two step. Did you happen to see Rick Reed's live by any chance?
Girl, yeah.
Okay, no, he always takes breaks. Okay, I didn't get to see what Rick Riggs live, but I heard Lemon and Stefan was over there hitting on the link or sitting on the link with Rick Reed.
Yes, girl, Rick Reed gon' clown, okay?
Yeah, he's funny as hell.
It was like a messy life, whatever the case may be. And then Dragons came and took over. Well, Dragons was their first line,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and she continued lying to the end. Okay, lovely love. You know how
I
that
mean, what was
feel.
she lying about? Like, what were they trying to come at her about? Because
Well, what I heard Dragons lying about was saying that she knew uh, that she was giving Lemon tips on stuff of the beef sector when he first came around. But I know that was a lie because when he was at Sir King channel,
mm-hmm.
He never had commentary.
Right, he was
He
just
never had commentary. He told him go he or far as others, he never had commentary. So I'm like, Dragons, I don't know where you was. At that point in time, Lemon wasn't nowhere else. So, I don't know if she was trying to say she knew Lemon or what. But even if you was giving him information, he wasn't displaying it. I don't
well.
know.
Do
It just
you
sounds like
remember?
a lot of lies.
Do you remember Dragons from back in the day?
Yeah, she used to girl, she had that fucking moving avatar, bitch. And she was screaming and hollering. It was Cardi B. It was the motorsport. I remember the bitch.
Oh man, because I'm just like,
People used to be saying, "Can you please stop that moving avatar? I'm getting sick and shit like that." But she wasn't always screaming and hollering like she does now either.
but she has
But
always
she
been
was at
beef
Tracy's
sector.
more. She was at Tracy's a lot.
Oh, okay. So she has always been beef sector though. So like that,
Mm.
or at least far when she dropped down, that's where she dropped down at. It was in the
Years
beef
ago,
sector.
she was over here, yes. And she disappeared. You know what I'm saying? And then she came back this time as whoever. A dragon.
Melanie said, "What was her name back then? Do you remember?"
Don't be mad. I just keep it real.
Oh, don't be mad. I just, oh yeah, I heard that before. See, because I used to be up. I never touched down in the beef sector, but I would always be in the skybox. And I go back, like I remember, like one of the first places I would ever be as like Treasure Lanes, and that's around the time when Terry P, not Terry, is there, not
Terry P was from
yeah, Terry.
Treasure Lane.
Carrie P and a few other people would be over there and stuff. And I dropped down maybe one fucking time and they kind of acted funny style, or at least what I perceived to be funny style, and I kept it pushing. But I was watching quite a few people, you know what I'm saying? Mona the Brain, you know what I'm saying? Miss Gina. It was, and I was roaming around in the beef sector. But the first place I ever hit a panel at would be considered conscious sector. And but most of my algorithm was like, at that time I would say beef sector and conscious sector, and I went between the two, and then I disappeared for a while where I wasn't watching none of the stuff, and then it popped back up as the same people. I'll be over there watching a Cookie Tookie, so rest in peace to Cookie Tookie, Hey L Blue, and various other people, Sean Bradley, so on and so forth. So, I would never claim a sector. I've never claimed that this is my sector or that's my sector. But if I was to talk about my engagement as far as watching sectors, I've been watching the beef sector for quite some time and the conscious sector and all these fucking sectors. But to me, I never really looked at it as a sector. I just looked at it as CC's out here doing commentary, and whatever engagement they were having with whoever they were having the engagement with. I didn't look at it as a sector thing. But you find out after a while, once you've been around, that these people have like segregated themselves in some kind of way. Yeah.
Yes, girl, because shit. Now the B sector is nice and allowing new people and stuff like that. Back in the day, shit, people didn't even type in "old girls check."
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Shit. When I say stuff like they never liked straight men, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it
Yeah.
has changed. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't let other people on the link, all type of stuff. So there is an evolution. You know what I mean?
There is an evolution in, but they are still very like, oh, you can't be, and oh, this and this and that. I'm like, man, I'm just like, well, first of all, you have to put in that fucking application, I suppose. Like, is somebody applying? I
Let's
know
tou-
my
let's
ass.
touch on the men. Let's touch on the men in the sector, okay? The
Mm,
bitches, nobody really so when Nessa came back around the last time or whatever, she had your Black Rampage and all type of different niggas over there, right?
right.
All different type. You still even have like your Sean G's that's going over there and all this type of stuff. Like, men always went to Ness channel, right?
Mm.
Then, Brianna, she had a couple men or whatever the case may be, but not like the men like Ness would have, right?
Well, she had the Gotti dude over there and the feel good
Girl.
stuff, right?
And
That
Uncle Rex and
yeah.
dummies. So
Yes.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So say like when Ness before they went to Vegas and all that type of shit, and she like Lemon, even now he has like a whole different kind of some of those people I never see anywhere else. Some of those people that click his link I never see anywhere else or whatever. So, your pizzas them, they had to start letting men on the link or whatever because they seen where it was. But for the longest, oh no, we ain't let no men up unless you gay. And I'm
Mm.
sick of Mr. Carruthers too, okay? I never liked that old man.
Wait, what did Mr. Carruthers do? Like, why? What did he do? Got you sick of Mr. Carruthers, but he be
So
hitting.
I know I remember Mr. Carruthers over at Sir King's and shit like this, that, and the other. And he did lie and say that Lemon had told him something about Sir King in the back and this, that, and the other. And I'm just looking like you too old to be messy like that. Then you up here arguing with these people talking about you almost knocked a tranny out and all this old type of bullshit. He needs to be sitting the fuck down doing something else. Like this, it doesn't look right for you to be over here.
Mm.
I'm almost considering him a glitter boots.
It's like, oh my God. Speaking of glitter boots, right? He found his way back over to Lemons. I said, now look at these lovelorn ass niggas. Like they had, and Lemon gonna call him a bitch real quick. And whenever he calls him a bitch, that is the initiation into his fucking fantasy.
And he
Like,
couldn't wait to let him up either, could he? He couldn't wait to let him up. The other time when he wanted to let him up, Terry Me came up there, don't let him up and all this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other. So I guess Dragons then had drugged Terry Me to hell, so she wasn't there that night. So Glitter Boots was there. I'm like, child,
is Terry Me still over there? Like, is she still part of Lemon's camp?
probably. She ain't going nowhere.
Is the little mama Obama broad? She's still part of the camp too?
I only see her at Adios.
No, not she only. I only see her at Adios, and I think they accepted him into the beef sector, right? Adios part of their little group or whatever his application got stamped.
Well, shit.
Hey, Dr. Soapy, you know what I'm saying? Because they were trying to ostracize his ass for a while, but they didn't want to go on ahead and stamp the nigga. He is all the rage for them now. You know what I mean? I mean,
Well, I guess you're right because Hilbert Pizza was fighting because he said, "Look at the shit Pizza said about Uppity Child." I ain't gonna even touch on that shit because all that shit is sick at this point.
It is like,
I
everybody
don't
be
give a fuck who got an Instagram page with people kids on it. It's like, see, like I can't protect nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? You over here saying this, that, and the other. I can't protect nobody like you either. So shit, bitch.
Yeah, they sweep it in underneath the rug, especially when it comes to Zaro, because I read it right because this heat. She went over there and posted the audio, and she has slowed it down a bit, and then there's transcripts with it, and you see where Zaro said that that her child had was molested and some stuff, and I'm just like, what?
Girl,
And
she says shit about Nessa.
mm-hmm.
And speaking of Heedy, real quick, girl, did you see that motherfucker? Jay Dunn was on fire yesterday. You hear me?
Oh, I didn't see it. What was she talking?
Girl. So she played the whole video when they was in Miami.
What? She
But
played the whole video.
before she played that, she played that recording when motherfucking Heedy had snuck and called her in the background. And it was about 2 hours long trying to get her to shit on this. Do
Well,
that live when he was like, "You live?" and Jay Dunn like, "Hell yeah, I'm live. I ain't never talking to you without a lie." Girl, if you want to laugh, you should laugh.
Jay Down been like she been on Nessa's ass though
Yeah.
lately. I'm just like, what is really going on here? I did see like when Uppity was over at Nessa's, I seen a little bit of that, and I moved around, but
That
it
was
seemed
weird.
Ness was trying to get Uppity to feel a way about Jay Dunn.
And
Like I
she
think
did it. I said, oh my gosh, like people really think they can control people and be mad about how she feel. The motherfucking Uppity didn't feel like that. Uppity, bitch, she trying to do you a favor. That's how
yeah,
I
because
look at it. She trying to do you a favor, like, bitch, put this shit down. The bitch says she's supposed to, they talking. You know what I'm saying, bitch?
because Uppity went from there to Jay Dunn's, and then they had a conversation, and then she's part of the competition or whatever. I don't know what kind of competition Jay Dunn's giving, but she's actually giving a fucking competition. I just, I'll be in and out when it comes to Jay Dunn because I don't particularly feel no way about Jay Dunn, but she had felt a way about me and then got on her fucking rampage about my ass. But I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. I can't with any of you broads, I wouldn't be able to trust it. You know what I'm saying? I would just have to treat you, like it would have to be with a long handle spoon. And if you're right about a thing, then you're right about it. If you're wrong about a thing, then you're wrong about it. But I'm not jumping on no bandwagons or nothing. Because like it just at this point it don't make no fucking sense. And it's obvious that you guys like to play those type of games where you guys being in and out of fucking relationships with people. The shit is just very, flip floppy. Very, very flip floppy. And right now, I don't know how long the situation between Ness and Jay Dunn's gonna last, but I feel like they're gonna make up and be friends again too. They did it once. Why not do it again? Shit, they'll fucking do that shit.
You
And
didn't lose me. I'm here, girl.
that's okay. They all make up to break up. That's all they do. First you love me, then you leave me. It's a game for fools. They keep going back and forth. I can't go back and forth with them. Like I can be in a peaceful dynamic with you to some extent, but I just don't want to go back and forth with you guys, the flip flopping back and forth. And then one minute you like me and even said, oh, you're nice, and the next minute you don't like me. You're saying all those egregious things and high fiving with other hoes and doing goddamn, barnyard ass fucking dances and shit on my fucking top. Like, stop it. Over here, dosey on your partner and some motherfucking stuff. Now, did you see Bertha May's live by any chance? Because I didn't catch that either. I know they were doing like the 227 thing. She is married to a black man. Well, is she married to, well, a lot of them, like Bobby's supposed to be married to a black man too. Whenever they're married to a black man, they feel like they could say anything, do anything, come from any standpoint. They're the mothers of the universe and everything is surrounded around them. And fuck it, here, come suck on my tit. That's where they be coming from with it.
Yeah, girl. Half these people fights don't even make no sense. It's like, you know what
Wait,
I'm
but
saying?
did you see Bertha May's live at all?
Bertha May. No.
Yeah, she's doing a 227 with that Auntie broad, or what's her name? Auntie. I think she's
Mhm.
part of like Payless Pump Roman's crew.
Mhm.
It's a few of them. Half them people I didn't even know they were tied up with that nigga like that. I'm like, ooh, this is something
Mm.
interesting. I find out, stumble across one of them every other fucking day. Like, oh, you're part of the crew too. Because
Mm.
As I asked a long time ago, who the fuck is the crew? Like, which, like, why don't y'all just, is a roll call, roll call? Let's take a roll call. But I think the out of the crew, the ones that come over, the one that comes over whenever she does, however infrequent or frequent, is Yaya, and Yaya don't be with the bullshit. Not a 7-year-old white woman. Is her husband alive? Is he still
Oh
alive?
yeah, girl. What Terry Mito dragging? She could put her legs behind her head. Girl,
Wait a minute. Was Terry Me? Didn't she like go on a talent show and slide underneath the table?
that was Miss Regina.
Oh, that was.
Don't you compare that fucking lady to Miss Regina. Miss Regina got it. Okay. She was twerking on 13. She's sliding under the chairs with her toes. Okay.
And then
But you
Sir
got Terry Me over there talking about she telling Dragon she can put her legs behind her head. And I'm like, who are you telling that to? Because it ain't like Lemon gonna stick his dick inside of you.
I think they be wanting to have sex with.
But he's not. So
He not moving that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? At
and you
the
know what? I'm glad Lemon went and got apple juice to let motherfucking Terry Me get toe up because he let everybody else get toe up.
sheesh. I
Don't he?
mean, yeah.
Blame it on the goose juice loose or whatever the fuck. But
Like,
you know, she wanted to fight with dragons, so go ahead and let her fight with dragons.
sheesh. I mean, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Dragons keeps on trying to ingratiate herself to some of these people, and I just be like, "Girl, you might as well just go and let it go." She be falling in and out with Zorro ass left and fucking right. I'm just like, Cypress Swamp puss be up. She be.
She gonna be over there butt naked dancing on her on pizza. She gonna be on pizza party at pizza channel that butt naked in her bikini again,
Uh,
dancing butt naked.
why did she speak on her flexibility? I don't know. Maybe she wants
That's
to
what I'm
be
saying.
appealing.
It ain't like Lemon want her, so and or none
I
of the
don't know
niggas in
why
the chat.
things happen. Like, oh, for instance, like, okay, not too long ago, or maybe I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago, Mika had came out here and she had screamed off on me, and I didn't know why I was being brought up, right? But then I did a live and I was like talking about it a little bit. But since then, I found out from Judy because she was in here earlier saying that Mika has been in a hospital for a couple of days. So, I'm glad that she's okay. But here is Mika. Like when I'm doing a live, I'm talking about his thumb down drops down, and he says that Mika had cammed up and all these other fucking things. And like I'm like, why are you guys doing it? Like, why do you need to cam up or need to speak to your beauty or speak to your flexibility or speak to any of these fucking things? Because who are you attracting or trying to attract with these conversation? Who are you trying to be appealing to, or what kind of point are you really trying to prove? If you're a bad bee, you're just a bad bee. You don't need to even talk about it. You just don't even need to speak upon it unless you're trying to get some attention some type of way. So I didn't even understand, like, what is the point? And whenever they do have these conversations with other women, the first thing they want to do is tear down the other woman, like her looks or whatever, her communication, whatever. And I'm just thinking, like, the insecurity of it all, it seems very insecure. I don't necessarily need to tear down these broads fucking, like, I don't need to tear down your character or even tear down your looks or even speak highly to myself in any kind of fucking way. It is just what it is. And then you're gonna believe whatever you want to believe. Whatever floats your boat. Who are they advertising to? That's the question. Like there's some kind of advertisement. And that's why I was saying, like, when it comes to Mika, the only person you could possibly be advertising to as far as a man would be Lemon, or trying to get his attention. But Lemon don't want y'all. He don't want y'all. Now
Period.
he will accept your nudes. He will play the little footsie game behind the Discord or
Say the women is beautiful. Oh, she beautiful. She beautiful. She beautiful. I told him stop calling these women beautiful. You don't want them. Shut the fuck up.
well, he must
Okay.
he I mean, I think he might get something from them. Now
Well, yeah. If
they
he
all
says
say,
they beautiful, oh, he's straight. He thinks I'm pretty.
well, do you think they're paying him in some kind of way? Because some of them have professed or said that they haven't paid him in any kind of way, haven't given
Mm,
kind of money or nothing like that. And when he had that one talent show, he was complaining about there was a lack of donations, that people had promised him certain things and then they never came through. So one would think that he ain't getting no money from these broads, but then the way they act and some of the things that are going down, I'm just thinking, like, yeah, what is it?
Do you remember somebody supposed to send $50 for him to take off his do rag, and he showed everybody his cash app,
Oh yeah.
and he didn't get. It said he hadn't had no cash apps about a month.
Oh man.
Ah,
Is his channels monetized?
girl,
Is it?
commercials to that motherfucker.
Oh, see, like I mean, so what is he getting out of it at this point?
Nothing. That's honestly probably why he's been taking more breaks more frequently than in the past, to be honest. Because
Yeah,
now he's probably realizing it after people been telling him, nigga, you up here ain't doing shit, ain't getting paid. Let motherfuckers come up here. Motherfuckers pulling up to your house.
yeah,
Fuck
like
you doing?
they doing all these things, and then you're being dragged and you're dragging people. And I think maybe it's just at this point a fucking kind of like a hater social club, if you will, because they just go from each other's panels talking about each other and other folks, and getting all the townspeople together with their tiki torches and their pitchforks. Like that's what it is a gathering of fucking haters. And I mean, like, man, it's the federation of hating assholes. If you ask me, what are you actually really getting from it? If you're not getting cashed app at Pizarro's, if you're not getting cashed app wherever you fucking go, I guess it'd be at Envy's or over at Rick Reed's or whatever. If you're not getting nothing from it, then like, what is the point? You just socializing at this point. You are a social butterfly, if you will. And then him and Audio is the best of friends. Yet again, I'm just like, man, this you gotta make this make sense. None of it makes any sense.
It sounds so weird when. So Audio said he's going to New York.
For what? Like,
I don't know. And now it sounds like Lemon said he's going to New York, but they going at different times. He's going to stay at Newbies or some shit. I'm like,
oh, Lemon's gonna stay at Newbies?
yeah.
What? Did she say that she was gonna let him come over?
Yes. Remember she wanted to give Dragon that car.
Oh, see, I don't recall that. Like, what?
When Dragon first had came out, all her situation and stuff like that, she was like, she had a vehicle, but she needed to get a license.
Uh-huh.
This was around the same time when she was trying to get her ID and birth certificate and all those type of
Was
things
it a
or whatever.
car or was it an e-bike?
No, it was a real car, one of her kids' car.
Oh wow. She was gonna give her car to Dragons? Oh wow.
Well, yeah, probably like instead of you out here in the streets, bitch, here a car, at least cover your head or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah. So what made that fall through? What happened again?
she didn't get her license and she didn't go get the car.
I mean, shit, why do you have to monitor the fucking license part of it? Just like,
Because shit, whether her husband or whatever bought that motherfucker, regardless of what it's worth, at least at that point it won't be taken because somebody ain't got no license.
mm,
Well,
yeah,
I don't know. That makes more sense though to me. You know,
yeah,
and at the person that age should have a license or something, right?
yeah, that was 2 years ago. See, like, I mean, I didn't know, but that's very nice. So that's why they were saying like that when it comes to Dragons, there's been people who have tried to help her and
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So they feel like she's out here just on the bullshit. Now look where we are now. See, but Dragons is doing well. I think she's stable. She's going to work. She's like things are
She definitely doing better than what she used to. You could look at her and tell she's doing better.
yeah. And then she has her little channel where she does like the tarot cards and all that kind of stuff. And then she like she seems stable right
She eating her meals, and you know what I'm saying. It's like this is like I told you a couple of months ago. I do not think that Dragon's on no drugs. She just probably get drunk and can't shut her mouth or whatever the case may be. But I think she doing all right, definitely better than she used to. Because we used to see her always cammed up at a street light. She in a place that did a cheer, okay, with a background.
She has done a couple of lives where she was like dancing in the streets and stuff, literally like the song or something.
Oh
She
shit.
be part of those competitions and everything, but I never thought she was on drugs. Like I don't know why they spin that narrative about her, but why do they spin any narrative about any person? You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's just to get a whole bunch of people to dislike. But Dragons kept coming and kept hitting the link and kept, making herself ever present. But had she not done that, then they would have just kept on with the narratives with her But now she's just content for them. Whenever they get a feather up their ass or don't have too much to talk about, they'll put her out there and make her, part of the content mill. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that there's like this kinship or this real kinship with her, but she likes them and she keeps coming back for more of the, I don't know, the BS and the confusion and then the hatred, because like it's nothing but hatred. Well, there's some people who don't act hateful towards her, but for me, for the most part, it seemed like it's like always like some kind of hate train towards her.
Yeah.
And I mean, and then what's
Definitely.
wrong with her getting donations or getting whatever? Because you guys donate to everybody else. You give them whatever you want. You got people out here buying people off of channels for $300 or out of competitions and stuff like that. Like, what's
Wow.
the problem?
That's crazy.
$300 so Lovely Love won't be in a competition. Like, what?
But the cold part is, can I be messy?
Go ahead.
Every competition Lovely Love was supposed to do,
Hmm.
she always backs out any fucking way. So I really didn't care. I'm surprised she was on Rick Reed's yesterday because I was looking for her to disappear. So I'll look and see if she gonna actually be cooking on her channel tomorrow because she's done this shit before.
Well, I mean, is tomorrow the competition?
Yeah,
Which one?
shit, all of them, ain't it?
They're all the competitions are happening at the same time?
Beef sector.
So how many
So,
competitions is it? Is it two or
so
is
let
it
me
three?
see. So you got the Lunchable competition.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've heard correct, but I heard Uppity dropped out of Jay Dunn's. I think. I'm not sure. But then Jay Dunn said that's not true. There's so much going on. I don't fucking know. And then Lovely saying she's gonna be doing something, making her Lunchable at the same time. She did say that.
Yeah, she said that over here. And
Yeah.
at first she said she was going to do a competition, and then she turned around and said no, she's going to go the same time and just be seeing that she could do it if she could do it on her own.
See,
I
when she was talking about that though, I thought she was talking about the competition her and Uppity was supposed to be doing with the 3-course meal, right?
She was talking about that Lunchable stuff because she was mad at Ness, or she was saying that she wasn't going to apologize to Barbara Warren. And
Right.
I literally said, like, I don't feel like she should apologize to Barbara Warren.
No.
But that's when Talent came over, and, and Talent said his little, one, twos, and threes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised Talent ain't brought his ass over here to try to fucking, say some smart fucking condescending ass bullshit.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But sometimes it's best just to sit back and see which way the wind gonna fucking blow. But he has been making his rounds in the sense of he's tried to
She's
defend,
back.
yeah, defend certain things or whatever, and then they want to put Talent in a fucking trick bag. But I mean, you ain't gonna be able to put. First of all, I don't think Talent gives a fuck, and then secondly, yeah, he just not gonna allow you to put him in no trick bag. He's a little wily one, you know what I mean? He's a little wily, but yeah, no, I don't think that Uppity backed out of anything when it came to Jadon because she got donated by Barbara Warren, I think the same person. She got donated some Wagyu steaks. And they said that the Wagyu steaks came up to like 300 or whatever. Jadon
Mm.
sent the money.
But but her and Lovely Love was supposed to be doing the 3-course meal, right?
Well, lovely, yeah, Lovely Love and Uppity. What do you
So,
mean, Dr. Soapy? Jadon sent the money. Sent what money? Now
hey Soapy.
she's over it. Well, that's my understanding that she's supposed to be having a competition against Uppity, Lovely Love. Oh, in September. Oh, okay. That she's supposed to be having a competition against Lovely Love, and then also Nessa's supposed to be having a Lunchable competition, and it's supposed to be like 7 entries into that. And I was like, "Fuck the competition! If they're buying motherfuckers down for 300, is that the going rate? You might as well just buy everybody fucking down, get your 2100, and keep it pushing."
Wow.
Yes, a fucking competition over. I got
Well, let's gossip. Can I say something to Dr. Soapy?
go ahead.
Hey, Soapy. How you doing? Soapy, I've been around. You've been around. If you knew who I was, you wouldn't like me because you blocked me too. Hey, Soapy.
Wait, Soapy got like 8,000 people on the block list.
I'm telling you, and my old pages are one of them, bitch.
What?
Soapy didn't play, especially about no Kimmy. You hear me?
Oh man. Well,
Soapy been around a long time.
Dr. Soapy and Kimmy are cool. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's good
Yes.
though. That's good that like, Kimmy has support in that manner. And I remember back in the day when Kimmy used to be over at Brianna's and she would do the list. They would
Oh,
do
girl, that list was popping, wasn't it? When she
yeah,
left, I was like, I hope she take the list with her because she did that list. Okay, stunt. Who's on the junkie stunt list
junkie
this
stunt
week?
list.
Okay,
And I feel like Kimmy did bring a balance to Brianna's show at that time and really added to the show and made it a little bit more over the top. When they
she
fell out,
did.
when they fell out, that shit was crazy. But when
It
she came,
was beautiful, especially Madison Blue done popped up, bitch. We got commentary. You hear me?
I mean, Kimmy was out here on the bullshit. Like I ain't gonna even lie. Then she had when she took her ass over to grown folks, I was like, what? I know she ain't over here. Then she fell out with grown folks. Like it was just Kimmy was just bringing
Doing
the
her shit. Okay.
And then she went over there into the Mo 3 sector. And I was thinking, like, what the fuck is Kimmy doing over here in the Mo 3 sector? It was her, Tracy, and MU. They were running together at the time. I was like,
Girl, remember I had told you that I want to say Tracy had docked Sean G for Cam, right?
yeah, yeah.
So you remember when that shit had happened? He was at Lemons the other day, and I said, did Sean G, did Tracy dox you, Sean G? You know what his answer was?
What?
Oh, I had been doxed myself. No, Tracy didn't do that. Nigga, yes, she did. I remember watching the shit. And soon after that, that's when Trigger Man and all them niggas start coming up. Like, who the fuck is this bitch? Because she
Mm,
didn't even know Mo 3.
yeah.
And they was like, get her up out of here. She over here doxing motherfuckers. She don't even know. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. Because I was like, well, why
So
would
he
he do
swept
that?
that shit up under the rug. I was like, child.
Then he came out here after that situation. They did that whole thing on VS with the denouncing and all that stuff,
Yeah.
or renouncing, if you will. And they had all that stuff going on. It's like, what? I think they were, at that time, I feel like Sean G, to some extent, was ingratiating himself into the beef sector, but not with just any old body. He was going to deal with
He
what he
go for the
deemed,
heavy hitters.
yeah, what he deemed was like the fucking top dogs. And I think
Yeah.
in their mind, they didn't think anybody else was really equivalent to VS. Like VS was for them the main achievement or the main goal, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was like, mm-mm. And she
Mm-hmm.
ain't been live in a while either. I think VS didn't took a sabbatical or a hiatus or whatever. She didn't moved around. I'm just like, okay, she came out here, tore it up for a second, and then she gonna disappear unless she's doing members live, because they be doing the member lives, and then maybe she might pop out. But I don't think it's much to talk about when it comes to that particular sector, unless you're talking about a fucking competition. That's about it. Like, what else is there really to talk about? Because Ness left and came back. I'm saying? She went on her holy roller crusade and then she brought her ass back. And, I'm saying? She ain't no longer sanctified and Holy Ghost filled. She's, I'm saying? Doing the YouTube thing, right? The beef sector thing. That's like nothing to talk about no more. People have,
Mm.
I mean, what can you say? Everybody fucking made up. And outside of that, it's only a competition. Nobody's really fighting. The worst thing
No.
they could talk about maybe is this whole recent situation with Uppity and Zaro, but that is tasteless and tacky in of itself. And we all know which way it's gonna go. They are gonna excuse Zaro, they're gonna excuse and they're gonna fucking vilify Uppity. Point blank period. Like a lot of them don't like Uppity.
Hey girl, I'm getting a call. Can you come drop me?
Okay, I'll drop you. Thank you
All
for
right, girl.
giving up.
Thank you. Good.
Mhm. Oh, damn. I didn't mean to get rid of you like that. Sorry. Sorry. Shit. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, sorry. Oh man. Like I was like, there's nothing to talk about over there. And I'm over here just killing time and wasting time. I do need to make me something to eat. I have been watching my little cooking shows or Or at least what's out there. Now, the other day, I made some chicken enchiladas, right? Or tortillas, right? With the not corn tortillas, but flour tortilla, chicken enchiladas with a white sauce. It came out great, like, because I made like a bechamel, and I put in mozzarella and cream cheese. I had chopped up like some jalapeno peppers really, really fine, put that up in there, and it was just good. Like, so the white sauce came out perfect. And then on top of it, I put some shredded cheddar cheese on top of it, when I baked it. So I mean, man, I made like one complete roll and then one on the side. So that was, I still got a little bit left over. That's the way it goes in these sectors. In the end, it all becomes just a run. Cited, how many things can you call out that will happen and those things end up happening? It gets boring. Facts, that's true. So it does get boring after a while. And I do like, like I'll talk about some of the sector stuff, but then I'll talk about like what's happening in the entertainment sector. And then I've been running around over in the mafia sector. To me, that's a little bit more exciting than any of this other stuff that's happening in the cheerleading circuit. But I don't know all the ins and outs over there in the mafia sector, but I will come over here and talk about some of the things. But when I think about the sectors, like wherever I go or whatever I see, it's all around the sectors, the same songs. You have people who are enemies, people who are fighting in fights. You have people who get sick and disgusted and want to disappear. Then they come back and then they do the content. And it's like then you have people who are begunning for other people's fucking channels and trying to squash their situation. And it's a lot of hateration in the dancery. Like I'm not a hater in that way. Like I've had quite a few people have came over here and have made their bones over here. This was their kicking this spot, and it was good until they decided to take a side with somebody, or I didn't dance to the beat or the rhythm of their fucking drum. And then you see them, they have made all the stances and said all the things, and people were nothings, or these type of bras they don't deal with, and these are gutter snipes and welfare recipients and all that stuff. Now you'll find those very same people in the midst of those very people they talk so poorly about. Who's the one? Who could have seen that coming? Who could have seen it coming? That mafia sector sounded interesting. I gotta check them out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Mafia sector. They ever talk about Roy DeMeo? They probably have talked about Roy DeMeo, but right now they're talking about John Gotti Jr., which is actually John Gotti the third. They're talking about let me see what's happening over there with Joy Merlino. They're talking about Gene Barello, like certain people they're talking about that. And then also, Tommy Karate, right? Because Tommy Karate he got authorization from the board of prisons or whoever, or the warden over there in the prison that he's in, because he's doing like 6 consecutive triples, like 6 consecutive life sentences, right? So he has nothing but life sentences 6 times over. I don't know how you're going to do 6 life sentences, but he got it. And he actually got permission to be able to do his YouTube, call-ins. Well, he calls his daughter. They talk on the phone for about an hour or whatever. He talks about all the fucking different people that he has known, because he's a hitman for the mafia and he has murked quite a few people. Now, you got those mafia dudes over there, some of them calling Tommy Karate a psychopath, right? And you know what I'm saying? And because they say he's out here trying to profess like he ain't ever done nothing wrong. But no, they're saying you got psychopaths saying that he's a psychopath. But Tommy Karate's calling from the prison house, giving his rendition of all the things mafia. You know what I mean? I've been watching a ton of politics and religion since I recently came back to Jesus. No joke. Have you? Man, it's a lot of people who are out here, deciding to go find Jesus, or Jesus found them, or taking up some kind of religious, I don't know, some form of religion, should they were Hinduism, Christianity, the Islam. You could pick one, just pick one, whatever one, floats your boat or fits your fancy. But that's nothing wrong with it. Like, I think it's nothing wrong with it, especially if you're going to be true to it, right? Because a lot of people say that they're Christian, they're this way and that way, and they don't have no problem with coming out here lying on folks and spinning narratives and having hatred and vitriol in their heart for others. But you're Christians. That's why a lot of times when I'm having these conversations, I'll say, hey, why don't you go out and open up you a prayer line to the Most High and tell them all the things that you saying about me. Just tell them exactly how you said it to others about me. Tell it to him. Go on and tell him about it. You know, he should concur with you. He should believe exactly how you believe. You have done your good deed amongst the world, and you have went out there and told the gospel according to whoever. You know, he should pat you on your fucking head and open up the pearly gates for you and give you everything your heart desires in this earth and in, and beyond. Because they all say that they're sanctified and Holy Ghost filled and they're just the most perfect of perfect people, and they never do this and they never do that, and knick knack paddywhack, give a dog a bone. But we all have our views of our own self, our personal views. I say that I'm a very fair person. And I think I have tried to exhibit that over the years of me being out here and being a CC, to be fair. But, some people agree with it and other people don't. Okay. There's a lot of fake Christians who will use the Bible as a sword to harm others, then use it as a shield to protect themselves from criticism. Facts. And that's what I've been, experiencing with these so-called Christians. And they'll come out and turn into Karens and Darrens and act like they did, and they'll make it seem like you're the problem, or you have set some things upon yourself like they didn't have a play in it in any kind of way. And it's just a lot of stuff. Like, it's a thing. It's a thing. But I've been watching them and they've been doing what they do, and then they, some of them have put me under the firing squad, their firing squad, with their little holy, silver bullets or whatever. And it is what it is. Like, what can anybody do about it? But I have literally seen groups of people come together for the demise of other people. Now, if one could say that they ever see me in a group with a group of people trying to bring the demise in any kind of way of another person, you know what I'm saying? Tell me what group it was. You know what I'm saying? What's the name of the group? You know what I'm saying? Did they have did they have like where they call it In Vogue or something like that? Did they have a snazzy name? You know what I'm saying? Uh, 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 uh. What was the name of them? And when did we do it? And when did it happen? That's why I always say, like, let's bring it back to timestamps, or let's bring it down to truths and facts and things that actually have occurred, things that are really true. It's based upon something, not upon emotion, or you just trying to be part of somebody's clique or whatever. Like this, let's come with some factual stuff. But what can one do about it? Like, I'm not really trying to fight none of it. I will talk about things if there's something to talk about. But lately, it hasn't been much to talk about. And I've been, like I said, over in the mafia sector. Shit, with their good prop for an ass. I didn't really group up to destroy someone. I had preferred to act solo and to be honest about the evil. And Saul, you have always been like that. You have always said, hey, I'm not an innocent, and I have been on some effery, and I have done my fucking things. And and I've always respected that about you. But you have seen, just like I have seen, many people do the group thing and the grouping up, and that's the only way they can come at you, the only way they can fucking fight you. Now, over the years, have it been some people that I liked and I enjoyed their company? Yes, true enough. But do I have to stay in the company of you? No, I don't need to be in the company of you if it's not going to be respected. The same respect that I've been giving to you, all of a sudden you're not giving me that respect, then there's no need for us to continue. Doesn't mean I hate you or anything like that. And you're going to do what you're going to do, because I can't control the actions of grown people. You're a grown person, male or female, and you're going to act, react, and enact some bullshit if you need to. You know what I'm saying? That is going to be solely upon you. But me just kind of reciprocating that, or or just going out of my way in some kind of way towards you, that is not, that is not really where I'm coming from. But I will speak to a thing, like I'll speak to certain things that have taken place, and because it's history, right? It is the history of my engagement on this app, and you'll be one of many stories if I think about it or go back in time about it, or if it's most recent, like a most recent situation. Um, so like, but outside of that, I'm not trying to fucking be out here, and I'm damn sure not trying to be in these people's faces that, like, I remember when these people were literally like, I would be going like, okay, before they even engaged with these people, like, and this is specific to the beef sector, but before you were even around or really even just like, not to say that you didn't know what was happening, or weren't aware of them, but there was a time when you couldn't even fucking stomach them. They were the nothings. They were the fucking blah, blah, blahs. They were this, that, and ratchets and all this kind of stuff. But now y'all just can't fucking get enough of them. Cannot get enough of them. And I'm just thinking, like, how do you go from this way, way extreme to this particular extreme? Do these people even know that you've ever felt or said these things about them? Are you like they, and like, it's just like, to me it's like fuckery at its finest, and they're not genuine. It's just not, you're not genuine in any kind of way. And but you will say that I'm not genuine, or but you will say that I'm this way and that way, but you don't see me doing those things. Like, I don't really feel a need to be talking low down and dirty about a broad and then trying to be in her face and act like this shit never ever happened. And that goes for the men too. I don't have to act that way with you. I don't have to pretend with you. And I'm not going to go hit your link and then bring whatever bullshit over there, for the sake of content, because that's what it's going to be, for the sake of fucking content. If I have a conversation with you, it's going to be a very intimate conversation for the most part. If you come over here, I'll tell you in the first place, I'll say, don't share me out. Did you share me out? Because if you did, you can remove that shit and then we can talk. I don't want anybody to know that you're over here, because I want it to be an intimate conversation. I don't think a whole bunch of people need to be over here. If I'm actually having a conversation with you, it's going to be more authentic. It's going to be more real, and you're less prone to put on an act. You know what I'm saying, for the masses. Because a lot of time they'll be putting on an act for their audience, or an act for whoever the hell they think that they're going to win over. and and then they'll be, in the end, really, in truth, it will be me be the one looking bad in the end of it, because you'll be using my platform just to, make yourself look better in some type of way. Like, no, I don't want to have no fake ass conversations with you. Like, I don't need to have that. Like, there's enough people who feel away, have created narratives, are running with fucking things and spinning webs of deception and stuff. Like, if you're really trying to get to something with me, we could just have it here, a conversation. Don't share nothing the fuck out. Just pop up out of fucking nowhere. Ain't nobody gonna see you. Don't nobody be here like that. You know what I'm saying? So who gonna see you? Who gonna see you sway? And by the time they fucking find out about it, if when they do find out about it, it's gonna be fucking so late and after the fucking fact. But if you really want to have a fucking conversation, let it be, in a real fucking way. Let it be between me and you and a few, those who really just don't have no stake in it one way or another. Let it be that way. Because things could be hashed out, or things could be talked about, or things could be really addressed, and it could really be between me and you, not me and you, and you and your crew type of stuff. It'll just be, let's do it that way. And I've had those conversations, or at least tried to, um, or I don't know, because sometimes when you fall out with people, or people fall out with you, or whatever has happened, it'll be a long, long time before you can actually have a communication with that person, or a long, long time before you and that person actually get a chance to say something to each other. But it's because, for the most part, it's been dragged out for a long time. You moved around, or I moved around, and it's like water underneath the bridge. So then it becomes one or two things. Either you do want to have the conversation to clear the air and it could be a better day, or you're like, fuck it. I done so much dirt to this person, or I done said so many things, or so much time has passed. There's no point. There would be no fucking point to it. I typically come from that vein, right? Where there is no point, because if you actually really wanted to get things righteous, or if you actually wanted to make things, copacetic or cool between me and you, this shit would have happened a fucking long time ago. Or if you actually want to like preserve the relationship, this shit would have happened a long time ago. And when you're saying certain things, because I even have said things, right, where I mean, when I had it out with Brenda, I'll use her as an example. And I'm not saying anything poorly against Brenda or nothing in this moment. I'm just saying so much time has passed that what will be the fucking point? And I have said some things, right? I have spoken to some things. Now, it's not lies, the things that I've said. I have spoken to truths, right? Multiple truths. But could some things have been held back on? Yes. Maybe some things should have been held back on? Yes. And when we're talking about woman to woman, right? A woman going through something, and and as a woman, as you perceive it, and so you learn from those things too, right? To where it's that if I see women going through it with other men on here, I'd rather just not play into that, right? Now, you might have really put yourself in a situation. You might have really, set yourself up for that situation. And maybe you could possibly be some type of whatever woman, like whatever level that could be put on you. But I really don't need to add to that as you are being a woman, right? Like but then that's the woman empowerment, right? Or the women's, woman support woman, fucking the sisterhood, right? The sisterhood of whatever. But then I think for me, it applies the same when it comes to these men, because a lot of times women do shit to men folk, and they're not no innocents. They will have them lined up, lied on them, and other things. And so I applied across the board, but I don't need to add to it. And I will give the example of the situation with Book. Like, it'll be very easy for me to come out here and say all kinds of stuff when it comes to Book, but why would I do that? Like, no. Whether you like me or not, or whether he likes me or not, I should say, whether he likes me or not, or I like him or not, I think some things are just rather private, right? Like, whatever you're going through, whatever family member, it needs to be a private thing, and it needs to be taken care of behind the doors and in the confine of your family structure, whatever family structure is left, if there's any structure left at all, because it could have all just came tumbling down. So you learn as time goes by on this app. You learn what is, what to address, not to address, and also you become more comfortable with what you're willing to fucking talk about. I don't want to talk about those type of things, because I think it's demeaning to the people, and and then it doesn't really do any good. Like, now I could talk about, maybe if we're having a battle of words, right? You done said some fuck shit, then I'm saying some fuck shit. That type of stuff. I prefer it to go that way. But I do know, as all people are fallible, in the heated moment of a conversation, it's like you're having a battle with a person, there's no telling what could possibly come out your mouth. You might say some low down, dirty, low ball ass shit that you can't come back from, that you can't walk it back. And so then you just gotta be in it. You just gotta stand in it and settle fucking in it. That's why I was like, in the most recent of situations that I have went through, it's like you're trying to make me accountable for something, and you're saying that I need to stand or whatever. But I'm like, how have I not ever stood in anything? I didn't have battles with people fucking bigger CCs, right? And I have said a fucking thing, and I have stood in that shit. So why all of a sudden do I need to not take, like to change it up with you. Like you are no better or no less than. And to me, all of you guys are very equal, Now it's on Uppity, not Jaden. See, and that's it. So let me get this right, Dr. Soapy. Is Uppity going to be in Jaden's competition or not? Or is there a fucking falling out? Sometimes Jaden be over here and she be in my clouds and then she be on my replay. But a lot of times when Jaden comes over here, I don't think she's coming over here to actually be supportive. I think she's coming over here to pick apart something I say and then to get on some fuckery in regards to me. It's a pettiness that's involved with her. Fucking pettiness, but I just feel that that's her fucking way of being. So for me, I don't care. I don't personally care, but sometimes these women seem like they're the way they act and stuff is just it's just different. Oh, now it's on Uppity, not Jay. They have fallen out. So Jada and Uppity fell out. Wow. So is there going to be a competition because who's going to take place Uppity place? And then what happens to that Wagyu? Didn't like somebody donate a whole bunch of Wagyu? I thought it was the Barbara Warren bride that donated all that fucking Wagyu steak to Uppity. She better fucking cook them steaks up and have her a nice fucking meal. Jada sent them the money. She sent them the money. See, you said that earlier, but I don't think I quite was understanding. Jaden sent who the fucking money? Like, was there a pot or something like that? I'm certain there was a pot. Oh man, like I don't know. Yep. I see. I don't know. So she gave them the money back. She gave the whole pot money back to all the people who donated. Is that what you're saying? So there is no competition. The competition is over. Yeah, I haven't been over at Jaden's. I know that she did a couple of lives. I am subscribed to her. I did get notifications, but I didn't go over there and check it out. No. Okay. Well, I have to go look and see so I can get an understanding, but I don't know if I really care. I'm not that interested. You know what I mean? Like, shit. It's like when it comes to these women and that shit, they gonna be cool. They gonna be cool again. They gonna be cool again. It's gonna it's content. It's all content. It's all for the sake of content. And I mean, shit, they always getting money from it. I mean, I think they're getting money, aren't they? Shit. Let's say to gather info. Yeah, so like when they come up, yeah, you said to gather info. Like, if she's in my clouds and stuff like that, or she's trying to gather info or have something fucked up to say. Not Ness Wagulip. Hey, CT, peace in the LBC. It's not like she's trying to be fair with me. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I think somebody knocking on my door. Hold on. All right, I got to get up out of here. Somebody's knocking on my door. I'll see y'all later, though. Bye, y'all.